Tonight's awesome show. I am your host, Jem, and as always, joining me with their insightful and humorous commentary are just some of the cool kids from the Debate Flat Earth and More Discord server. Good evening, everyone. Speak.
Hooray!
Oh, you speak.
Hey.
Now, someone's complaining that the link to the Discord server doesn't work. So, all right, let me sort that out for you. Invite to server.
Yeah, you tell that link to get a job, Jem.
Why isn't it? It's changed the invite thing. Or send an invite link to a friend. It's not working. All right, well, somebody else will have to worry about that for you. Right. So can someone else find a link? An invite link?
We'll get it after the show.
Yeah, let
right?
me get on with it. All right. Well, they might want to take part in the show. Let's go and find out what's first. This evening, Donald Trump has talked about making Canada the 51st state and about taking Greenland for the USA. Well, it seems that the idea is spreading. Here is what the Australians have to say. That'll probably get me beaten up by YouTube for that bit of AC/DC. But anyway, I thought that was amusing.
Was that AC/DC? I thought that was Australia's national anthem.
All right, pillow guy and Uber election denier Mike Lindell was being interviewed for TV last week when he was rudely interrupted. Take a look.
Into our country, most of them break a law within the first 3 months. Most of them, we're on TV here, please. We're on TV, please. We're on TV, please. Okay, we're on TV, please. We're on TV, please. Okay, we're on TV, please.
What are you serving him with?
TV, please. We're on TV,
what are you serving him with?
I'm not accepting.
What are you trying to serve, ma'am?
We're on TV, please.
Yeah.
We're on TV, please. Okay.
He's such a fucking clown, that guy, isn't he?
Boy, oh boy.
You've been served,
Yeah.
not your pillow.
Yeah. We're on TV, please. We're on TV, please. As if that was going to get him out of it. They'd literally waited for the moment when he was on TV to do it.
It's funny because evidently they're having a problem serving many people within the Trump sphere these type of things, and they're just refusing to go out and receive these things.
Right, wow.
Yeah, Melania is one of them.
Melania. Mm-hmm.
Okay, sticking with the Trumpian theme for a few minutes, Trump recently went on a 6-minute rant about pens. Here are his words, transcribed and read by a posh English lady.
See this pen right here? This pen is an interesting example. It's the same thing. So this pen is very inexpensive, but it writes well. I like it. But I can't have the pen the way it was. You know what it is. I don't want to give too much publicity, but they do treat me well. Sharpie. So I came here. They have 1,000 pens. And you know, you hand pens out. You're signing and you're handing them out. You're handing them to all these people. Sometimes you have 30, 40 people. And they were $1,000 apiece. Beautiful pen. Ballpoint. 1,000. It was gold, silver, gorgeous. But I'm handing out to kids that don't even know what they... What is this, Mummy? There's these kids. They're getting a pen for $1,000. They have no idea what it is. And I feel guilty because I'm like, you know, I'm by nature. I don't, you know. It's the government. I love the government. Like, I love myself economically. I want to save money. So I'm saying this is crazy. And it had another problem. They didn't write well. So I take it out and I sign, and there's no ink. And I got all you people looking and you're saying, there must be something wrong with Trump. And I'm signing, and there's no ink in the pen, and it cost $1,000. This one I called the guy. I said, I'd like to use your pen, but I can't have a grey thing with a big S on it. Same Sharpie as I'm signing a $1 trillion airplane contract to buy brand new fighter jets. Brand new B-2 bombers, of which we just ordered plenty. I can't do that with the press. Use your pen, but I like the pen the best, but I'll sign it. I could do like Biden did, give it to somebody else to sign, or an auto pen, or maybe sign it separately in another room, but I can't use your pen. He said, well, I can make it nicer. Said, what can you do? He said, I'll paint it black. I said, that's nice, and I could even paint the White House on it, sir, if you like, in gold, almost real gold. Not bad. And I can even do your signature, sir. And by the way, this was not staged. I just saw the pens in there, and I thought of this as an example of how $25 million, spent by me at the Federal Reserve Building, would be a better job than $4 billion that they're spending. And one of the things that Kevin Walsh showed me, he said they ripped down the nicest building. I don't know what building they're talking about. They ripped down a building, Scott, right? Kevin Walsh. It's the most beautiful building in Washington. He said the most beautiful space. They ripped it down. Why did they do that? I don't know. Do you know what he's talking about? Is it true? No, sir. They ripped it down. We have a moron at the Fed. Who wouldn't be lowering interest rates right now? But I want to thank Janine Pirro and Pam and her group for having the courage to bring this suit. And I believe that the contractor on that job is probably one of the richest men in the country right now. I believe that it's not possible to spend that kind of money. 3 billion? 4 billion? Nobody knows. Nobody has any idea what it is. But it's over 3 billion. And it's probably going to be over 4 billion by the time they finish. And it may never get finished unless I take it over. I'll get it finished. But it can never be what it was. It's never going to have those beautiful ceilings. It's never going to have those incredible walls. The walls were 1.5 feet thick of solid masonry. They ripped them down for no reason. And I just gave you the story, and just to finish on this one. So I told that story to somebody, said, yeah, but it's not the same thing. And I said, you're right. This one is better. It writes. So the guy said to me, you don't have to pay me, sir. I'll give them to you for nothing. I said, no, I don't want that. Let me pay you. I want to pay you. No, sir, you don't have to. You're the President of the United States. He was shocked. The head of Sharpie gets a call. I don't even know who the hell he is. He said, is this really the President? He said, no, you don't have to pay me, sir. This is such an honour. I said, nope, I want to pay you. He said, what would you like to pay? I said, how about $5 a pen? He said, that's all right. Whatever the hell we agreed to peanuts as opposed to 1,000. And these were 1,000 pens, and we were giving them out sometimes. You were there for signs. I'd have 30, 40 people standing behind me. I'd give out 40 pens to people. Then somebody would say, could I have a couple extra? This way I go like this. You want 5? Here, I'll take 5. But the bottom line is they're better pens. It's a business story. So for $5 could be 0, but for $5 I get a much better pen than for $1,000. And I could hand them out, and actually they become hot as a pistol. So what can I tell you with that? Could I give it to please a man who's done a great job at treasuring?
Why? Why does he get away with it? I don't get it. Why does he get?
That was a
Why does he get to say all that stuff and nobody bats an eyelid? But when you hear her say it,
It's the craziest
it sounds
shit.
completely mental.
I mean, it is good. So my favorite part of this story is he thinks $5 a Sharpie is a great deal.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I almost want that part to be true, that he phoned up Sharpie and said, like, man, your pens are super expensive. I'll pay you $5 a pen. And they're like, oh, yeah, we can totally do $5 a pen. Meanwhile, sitting back going, man, we would but that's retail. Like, if you wholesale these things, they're probably like fucking 35 cents a pen, and he's paying $5 in his story.
And most of the people who are getting them are probably just reselling them on eBay also, let's face it. Oh well.
Oh, well. Let's move on, shall we? To the UK now, and Danny Tommo, and a Danny Tommo double bill. First, Danny breaks into an asylum seeker reception centre. Take a look.
Bill, you there? You done it? All right. Look at this. Look at it. That's what we got here then. Shoes. What else we got? Shoes. Okay, so this is it. Tomorrow morning, over 1,000 they reckon will turn up. We're from NGA. Just checking out you guys. You got your NGA. You got your security badge on you, please. I'll check it. Look. Oh, okay. How long have you been working here for? See your security badge, please. Oh God, 3 years, 2.5 years. Okay. Well, look at it. What's all this then? Let's delete all that. Clear all that. They got everything here, ain't they? Absolutely everything. Put your hands on me. Are you a police officer?
Can I ask you to leave, please?
Are you a private policeman or what are you? You're not a policeman. No. Okay, I'm going to leave now. Now you've asked me to leave. You've asked me to leave. Lads, you're part of the invasion. Listen to me. No, don't tell me shut. Listen, these men are dangerous to our society. How could dare you work in a place like this being an Englishman? Was your dad part of World War II, was he? Was your dad in World War II, was he? Scum, how much are you getting paid for this, mate? How much are you getting paid to allow these hundreds of thousands of miles? What if it was your daughter? 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 What if it was your child? Don't put your hand on me. You put your hand on me again, mate, that'd be assault. Don't put your hand on me. Don't put your hand on me. You... Was he? Was your dad in World War II, was he? Was he? How can you be Englishman? How the fuck can you be Englishman and allow this invasion to happen in our country? Do you know these men are from what countries where they rape and pillage women and children, mate? And you boys are stood here like it's like a game. Fucking shame on you, boys. Shame on you, mate. Shame on you. Shame on you. And mostly, I don't care about you, mostly the English lads. Fucking shame on you, mate. Yeah, you fucking idiot. So, following on from my video from yesterday, I want to make things extremely clear so people understand where we are at. I have a source that is located in France, which has been able to provide me with very, very damaging and very concerning information, videos and pictures about the migrants and those that traffic them. The information that I'm about to give you will show you that they are making trips through Europe and that when they land here, they are organised, very well organised in terms of weapons, in terms of cash. Now, one of the things that people need to understand is that terrorist organisations are also benefiting quite highly and quite financially by the trafficking of these people into France. And what we've now found is we seem to have family members of ISIS commanders on the boats heading to England in the last few days. They are talking about a ISIS commander called al-Awlaki. Anyone that wants to do their research and find out who they're talking about is actually an ISIS commander, who's a very senior ISIS commander. You're going to see the video of them on the boat hailing and talking about this ISIS commander, which in turn means that they are part of the caliphate. And also, those that are on the boat know exactly who he's talking about because they all celebrate it when he says the name. And then you hear him talk about his uncle, which implies that potentially this ISIS commander is his uncle. This is proof that we have even those that are connected to ISIS and ISIS members here in the UK. And it's very important that our security services and our authorities started doing something to tackle this. But on the 16th of May, we have to send a very clear message that our women and children, and even ourselves, are in grave danger, and something needs to be done. Please share this far and wide.
صبر يا عقاب لا يخفاك صبره لا وسع بالي انا ابن الكل دهرهم ماتوا وعاشوا الفرح طيف ونسيته وراح من بالي هلي تدور السنين وعيدهم تابوت من هور الصحين الحزن
26/9/2025 نفرات ابو حسين العراقي بقياده ابو حسين العراقي. ابو حسين عمي واحد اوروبي واحد بريطانيا ابو حسين العراقي مقطع بس ابو حسين العراقي 14/1/2026. يلا يا شباب تحياتي لابو حسين العراقي.
What kind of dumb shit we got going on in here today?
Because I think some are still in very much in doubt about what is going to be happening on the 16th of May. I do not speak for everyone, but I speak for myself and many that follow me. We are not coming to London to wave flags. We are not coming to London to walk down roads. We are coming to London for 3 days to defend our country, our children, our families, our heritage, and the future of this country. We don't care about the moaners. We don't care about the left. We don't care about the infighting, who thinks they're right and who thinks they're wrong. We know what needs to be done. And they have pushed us to this. So make no mistake. On the 16th of May, things change. That's the fact of it. Accept it. Be involved in it. The quicker you do, the quicker this ends. So back to a bit of reality after what I saw yesterday. And you know what? I think it's about time that we realised that we do need to get organised when it comes to the transport into these events. On the 16th of May, we're going to be doing something very, very different. And it is only us that can take a message clear and loud to those that need to hear it. What I saw yesterday was organised unions, organised organisations from around the country under the umbrella of the left-wing ideology that came together and made sure that every part of their loony left world came as one yesterday. And that's a message that I'll actually want to send to our individuals, because we have the grassroots, we have the organic support from the public. We don't need unions, we don't need organisations. What we need is you. That's what we need. We are going to be doing something that's never been done before. This is the opportunity to do something that no one has ever seen before. And we need to make sure that we are all there. I don't care if people don't get on. I don't care if people are infighting. I don't care if you hate them. On that day, we are together as a country and we're sending a clear message. And it's very, very important that people understand being organised well before the event occurs is paramount to its success. We have, throughout all of the events in London, had problems with trains and transport. So it's about time we took it upon ourselves as strong individuals of this country to put together a way of making sure people get there. Don't leave it too late. Get organised. I'm calling on the cities of Birmingham, London, Manchester, Newcastle, Brighton, Bournemouth, Portsmouth, Southampton, Cardiff, Glasgow, Edinburgh. All of you need to come collectively together. You are in your own environments, in your own cities. Talk to each other. Get things organised. Get coaches organised. Or at least know how you're getting together and how you're getting down there. On that day, we need everyone to be together. From all 4 angles of this country. England, Scotland, Northern Ireland and Wales. We have one opportunity. Let's send that message.
Oh, isn't it lovely? Oh, yeah, that's worked. Yeah, May the 16th, they're doing another big protest. And
this is marked on the calendar.
And that last video, he was commenting there on he'd been to the big protest that happened last weekend. That was a sort of unite against the right protest that supposedly 500,000 people were at, but they often overblow these figures. But it was obviously bothered him that all of these, that they'd got coach travel organised from all over the UK and stuff. And so we heard him say, we don't need organisations, but you need to get together and organise.
Right. And by the way, when he said all,
by the way.
Yeah, when he said all 4 angles of the UK, of course he meant all 4 corners.
Yeah, I thought that was an odd thing to say. Bit of a peculiar one.
But Mass clearly isn't his strong suit. He was turned around to a group of men aged between 20 and 40 saying, did your dad fight in World War II?
I know.
Did your dad fight in World War II?
I know. He always does that World War II crap. And it really winds me up because he doesn't speak for anyone that fought in World War II. And the people who fought in World War II were fighting people with his ideology. You know, they were fighting against people like him.
There's absolutely
defending the nation, being the patriots that they were.
There's no point asking that question, though, to someone aged under 60 now, though.
Right.
Frankly.
Right.
I want to ask, in the beginning, was he filming himself trespassing into that area?
Yeah, he was, yeah.
So he filmed himself committing a crime, that can be used against him,
Well,
right?
not really. We don't really have a specific crime of trespassing here. It's a civil matter, you know.
Also, that guy's so popular. You think if they arrest him for that, you know what's going to happen? It's going to be riots.
We do have a crime of aggravated trespass, though, and messing with computers and things like that, and demanding people's ID when you don't have the right for it. Yeah. Could definitely be considered aggravated trespass.
He deleted stuff off one of the little tablet things.
Well,
he didn't.
I don't think he really did. I think he was just trying to make
he just said, push this, that's wrecked.
Just trying to make it.
I mean, he arrived and he was going, what we got here then? Oh, shoes. What we got here then? Clearly he was stood in the shoe section.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's in this box then? Oh, look, more shoes.
I would love to go to England and shake that man's hand and meet him.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a fucking knobhead.
I'm sure you would. He wouldn't shake your hand, would he? Clearly.
Yeah, you're too not white.
The creepy music on his thing, you know. On his video, you know, where he's going on about May the 16th. And what gets me is they haven't thought this through, have they? Because they think they're going to force a change of government, like force an election. And then we're going to have an election. We're going to elect a new government. But why should we keep that government if all it takes is a load of lads going down to London for a weekend to get rid of the government? What, you know, you're ending the democratic process if you think you're going to change the government by having a protest in London. It's absurd. They're all going to camp for 3 days, you know. That's the idea. They're going to go down to London and they're going to camp for the weekend and like block up the centre of London.
Right. That'll fix it.
Yeah, but of course they won't. The police will just round them all up. Right, more from Tommo now, and he has a new idea. He's going to buy a boat and stop these migrants himself.
About time.
Yeah. Very nice. How old, sorry? Oh, right, okay. Did you say 4? Yeah. I love how it's like that with the hole. Yeah, get diving and they get it all right.
She's got, we put copper on the bottom of her.
Yeah.
The old, what's that, what do you call it?
No, she's beautiful.
But she's a good sea boat.
So you're not selling it then?
Well, what should we do with it, Sandy? I don't know, mate.
Yeah.
We've been loath to sell it.
And if you were going to sell it, I mean, what you looking for that?
Well, we paid 100 for it.
Yeah. Yeah, it is a lot of money.
But if someone wants, it's a shame. Like,
I mean, you could get quite a few. I mean, he's got all his group of mates. They're all, they're all fish. They love it. So their engines are pretty nice. So, there you go, Shay. Look at that. That's a bit. Hello, mate. How are you? All right? Pete, Peter. Nice to meet you, Peter. Daniel. Sorry, mate. Don't worry about it, mate. We're all nice to meet you. Sandy, how are you? Very good. There's some bad boy engines, haven't they?
Because the only trouble is, Daniel,
Yeah.
is that when we had a pedal, I was offered the pods on the back. I said,
Yeah.
no, because we were limited to the 8 metre. And
Yeah.
They start stitching up.
They look like they go with them things, right?
Do they?
Yeah.
And
So what is that? What's the number mean? Is that what horsepower? Is
That's
it?
the horsepower.
So together you got 260.
Yeah.
God, I bet she does fly.
She does. But because of that,
Yeah.
well, we can't get them all up out the thing. Well, the amount of bloody shit and muck you get on here. And
Yeah, I can imagine, yeah.
horrendous. So
Yeah.
we put these bags on.
Yeah.
Which is a bit
Oh, what? Oh, okay. So it protects it a little
which
bit.
is
Yeah,
a bit of a
yeah.
pain in the arse.
Yeah.
We've
Yeah.
got a heat welding gun. We make the bags ourselves now.
Nice.
because we're silly money
Let's take a few pictures. If you don't. Do you mind if I come on board?
No, go on.
Do you mind, Skipper? I got to ask for permission, as they say. As they say. Yeah, I mean, he could get about 5 or 10 of his mates on here with fishing rods, couldn't you?
I think they would IC for 12 of
Look at this. This may be something that's 12 people, yeah? Lovely. I noticed yesterday, we was out looking at yesterday, noticed their migrant boats were coming in yesterday. Like, man, what is going on there? I know. It's a joke, yeah. I think yesterday they said 700, over 700 came in yesterday.
I haven't got an
can't
issue
believe-
at all
yeah.
with legal immigrants.
Yeah,
'cause they're
yeah,
vetted.
coming through the doors.
Yeah, I
you
got
know.
no issue with that whatsoever.
Yeah. But we don't know who these people are.
No, and they're criminals.
Yeah, absolutely.
They've come here illegally,
Yeah.
so they're criminals.
Yeah.
And that, as far as I'm concerned, is
Yeah.
the end of the
Yeah, that's it. Done and dusted. Yeah, I get it. Yeah. 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 Send them back. Send them back. I
Not
don't
one
get it.
or two. Because all the time they're giving them stuff.
They're going to always come.
Of course they are.
Why wouldn't they?
Blame them.
No, why wouldn't they?
Why would, they're
It's
living
because
in
our
tents
government's
over
too
in-
bloody weak.
They're living in tents over
And I
in
think they're
France.
using, I noticed yesterday, they were using the lifeboats as well.
They do that all the time because what they do is they shout for help once they're
Yeah,
in
yeah,
the
yeah,
channel,
yeah.
and they're obliged to go and rescue
I don't understand why they don't just take it, okay, pick them up, but take them back the other way. I don't understand what, and drop them off at the harbour on their side.
That's what I keep.
yeah.
I keep saying that I do
What
that.
time is it actually? Because
I tell the customs that
I've only got about
if I
5.
pick them up, can I take them back to France and drop them off?
Yeah.
And they go,
Well, I'll tell you what, if we have a bit of fishing, we see, we might have to do that one day, Yeah. Come on, yeah. Straight them back to France. See you later. Yeah. Oh God, yeah. I thought you felt. Okay, so this machine here.
Yeah, so this is the radar.
Take a video for Shader so you can see this.
So that down scanner.
Wow, and that'll tell you the fish. So if you see some big boy fish coming, that would tell you.
Yeah. So that's the down
Does
scanner.
is there any options for showing where the migrants are on there? I'm only joking. This is really high tech, isn't it? Really high tech. So would this tell you, even if you're looking for the boats or something like that? So if let's say we were out fishing and then we saw we knew that there were migrants stuff there, would it tell you all the boats and that? Would you? Oh wow. Okay. So you could track all the migrant boats. Wow. God, But just to look down on that dock and see those men getting off that boat and then them telling me that they were from Somalia, from Iraq, from Turkey. I mean, all I kept thinking about was my daughter, genuinely. And I got quite emotional last night thinking about it all, because the left, those that just don't get it, they just really do not get it. I feel like it's some sort of mental health problem. Yeah, donations. So one of the things I want to talk to you about is, in 24 hours, as you've probably seen, a lot of people would have gone on there. It was just close to £19,000 had been donated to get that boat. And when I woke up this morning, I made some phone calls. I managed to find out where boats were for sale. I got up early, I had some breakfast, I went down to where the boats were, and I met this guy. And then I met this lady. And it was like all the stars had aligned. Because if I hadn't have been there at that exact moment, if I hadn't have walked to that exact place at that exact moment, I would never have met that man. And he would have never have introduced me to her. The left have mass reported the GoFundMe and we've lost all of it. £19,000 has been refunded. I'd imagine a lot of you have had the refund. They're refunded. If you haven't had a refund, if you check your email, the GoFundMe, they basically just refunded everyone. If you go onto my post on YouTube, you'll see I screenshotted all the emails saying that everyone's been refunded. So listen, what I've done is I've spoken to a few people and I've said, look, I need a you know, when I left over today, I genuinely believed that by the end of the week I would buy that boat, and then within the next 10 days I was going to do what I needed to do. And then when I got the email to say that all the donations had been refunded, it was like someone stabbing me in the heart. I know what needs to happen, and I know that unfortunately there isn't many people that are willing to take the risks, and I am, but I do it because I believe it's the right thing to do, and I know that with that boat we would escalate this in a way that I genuinely believe that could bring change. So I'm a little bit down.
Oh, he's a bit down. Poor Danny. He didn't get his boat. I mean, I don't know what they think they're going to do. Parade around the English Channel. Do it. I mean, what are they going to do if they come across a migrant boat?
Do they have tomahawk missiles?
Yeah, but that would be a big game changer, though.
But how? They can't do anything to the boat, right? That would be illegal.
You see your super chat, Jeff?
Oh yeah, I did see the super chat. Yeah, I almost forgot. Thank you for reminding me. Miss Mystery says, just a little something to show appreciation for your hard work. Thank you very much for that, miss. Very, very much appreciated. If you would like to super chat the show, please do. In fact, if you wouldn't like to super chat the show, please do. Or better still, there's a link to my PayPal in the description, and then I get all the money and Google get none of it. So that's even better. If you're enjoying what I've done and you think I should be duly rewarded, that would be lovely. Thank you very much. And also, I have updated the Discord link. So whoever was moaning about that, now you can get in, but it was probably the person I muted anyway. So, right, shall we move on? Or did anyone else have anything more to comment on Danny and his boat?
Is no one worried that he's going to drown? He's not. He doesn't look like a sailor to me.
No, I don't think so.
He's been in prison, bro. He's a fighter. Trust me, he's a patriot.
Although he is from Portsmouth, which is like the home of our Navy.
Well, was he kind of intimating a bit of divine intervention or something like that?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
The timing.
It's full of the joys of Christ at the moment. You know, it's very fashionable with this lot at the moment to be called Christian-y.
So God set him up with that woman in order for them to fail procuring the boat?
Yeah, there's no. That's the only moment he would have found those people on that boat. There's no possible way he could have gone at any other time and spoke to them about buying it.
One thing,
you didn't get the boat. So
I mean, it does seem pretty on brand for God, though, right, Curve? Like, just set people up for catastrophic failure. I mean, that's pretty much evidence of God, right? Straight up there with like kids with leukemia or something, right? It's a very godlike thing.
what I would say is I didn't see him ask how fast the boat could go yet, and I bet he doesn't know how fast the boats that the people coming across the channel use, which makes all his looking around completely fucking pointless.
Right.
It goes 260 horsepower.
I think he did actually ask how fast it went at one point. He did.
Did he?
Yeah,
Okay.
did actually ask that.
Oh.
And originally his plan was to get a rib, but then he got this bigger idea and went with that. Anyway, I
think he should invest in a rowboat. They have no top speed.
Still in the UK, and Ryan Bridge of Raise the Colours, who we last saw in a full sprint as he ran away from the immigrants he had gone to hassle in France, was recently officially banned from hanging flags on lampposts in the county of Oxfordshire. He decided to ignore this ban and went out with his cherry picker and his team to hang flags, much to the annoyance of a conscientious member of the public who decided to put a stop to his antics. It's right at the start, so don't blink.
Are you against? Here we go. Come out the way. Come out the way. Come out the way. That'll do. That'll do. Here we go. We've got a protester. Here we go. Here we go. No. We've got a live one. Get a torch on it. You all right? Hello, love. You all right? She's lay under the van, guys. She's lost the plot and lay under the van. I'm going to go under there with her and check she's all right. Are you breathing? Are you breathing, madam? Well done. No, I can't. We're control of the vehicle. I've got an operative who's stuck. This is now a protest. We need to close the road.
Sir, let me try and engage with her. No, they're not. She won't speak to me with you here, so can you allow me to...
We've got a live protester under the wheels. I've got arms down, legs down, and I've got an operative in the air.
Sir?
I think we need more police. We've only got 15 here.
Sir, the lady said she won't speak to me while you're here.
I think we need a negotiator, sir. Listen, this is major. We're on the floor. We're live. You okay?
I'm not speaking unless you go away. I've told you that.
No one wants to speak to you. We just want you to get straight back to the house now.
That's not true, is it?
What time have you got? What time have you got to go back to the hospital?
Officer, please.
What time? You're laying the road.
Officer, why is he still here?
Why am I still in this? My vehicle. I can't leave the vehicle. I can't leave the vehicle.
She ain't going to come out when you
I can't. I've got to get her from underneath here. The legs are down. The legs are down. Legs are down. Legs are down.
Right, that's time you're under arrest. 1 second.
Why are you arresting him? What are you arresting?
Wait questions, tell him what you later on in court. Stop resisting.
No one's resisting. It's nice.
You can record. Do not touch me.
Come on.
That's how literally. He was trying to get the lady out. All he was doing was...
That's all he's doing. JJ, turn the phone round. Turn the phone round. Turn the phone round. No, JJ.
You've got the phone the wrong way. Had your instructions. Mate, well, I'm going to carry on.
Stop, protester under the vehicle at the moment, and the police have arrested me for public order. Police have arrested me for public order. Jack, watch your fingers. Watch your fingers. The police have arrested me for public order, section 4, when we've had a white middle-class liberal left lady. Stop doing that. Stop doing that. Stop doing that. Stop doing that. You're twisting my arm. I am walking. I am. We've had a white middle-class liberal left lady, and what she's done is threw herself under our vehicle. I was trying to get the lady out. She's protesting under the vehicle. And guess what? The officers have arrested me on a public order offence. On a public order offence.
374 5546. You can record, just don't...
We 100% we can record. done nothing wrong. I've done absolutely nothing wrong.
You ain't done nothing.
I know it's fine, I've done nothing wrong.
As you get, just watch your head, okay?
Nothing wrong whatsoever. Don't do that to me again.
Let me just get this
I don't do anything to you.
Don't do that to me again, please.
Wait there. Watch your head. 31, step up.
Free Ryan! There you go, thank you guys!
Free Ryan.
All he tried to do was get him up from underneath the van. That was it. We're at the police station. I've just been let out. 18 and a half hours for a public order. Section 5, causing people alarm and distress. The world's gone mad. I've got to leave. I've got a dispersal on the area. So I've got to go, and I am banned from Oxfordshire, which is about... You want to see the square mileage? I can't go to Bicester, I can't go to Chipping Norton, I can't go to Reading, I can't go to Burford, I can't go... I mean, they actually got CID to come and get me. So, how mad is this, guys? It's mad. The world's gone mad.
So, he wasn't allowed to hang flags in the county of Oxfordshire, and now he's not allowed in the county of Oxfordshire.
There needs to be riots, man. This can't happen much longer.
Imagine the annoyance of having to deal with that woman under the car, and then
you can't suppress people's feelings like this.
Well, he has no right to hang flags on lampposts. He's been told not to. And he's continuing to do it. He's a public nuisance.
Yeah. Well, he's not going to change. You'll keep doing it until eventually the only place is allowed is his lounge.
Right.
His jail cell, you mean?
Yeah.
I mean, the police, they got arrested. The police said, "Can you move away?" He didn't move away. They said, "Can you move away?" He didn't move away. Can you move away? And then they arrested him. And then he's saying, "Why are you arresting me?"
Right. He was busy trying to put on a performance for his live stream, wasn't he?
Sure.
That's what it was.
Yeah, the smirk suddenly disappeared.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, he's going to go down as a martyr now because of this.
Oh, yeah, of course he will.
That's the thing. Is he wanted to be arrested. That's the problem.
Right.
Yeah. Did you hear him say, like, move your finger? I think he was talking to the guy to move his finger away from the camera lens.
Yeah, I think he was,
cared about
wasn't
was
he?
being center frame.
Yeah.
And he wasn't even frame of the shot.
Oh, no.
Do you remember when there was a time in human history when martyrs were burnt at the stake or rode horses into battle, woefully underarmed? Nowadays, you've got a generation like Jakushi that think you're a martyr if you get arrested for being naughty.
Right. Good for her, I say, that woman. I mean, he wasn't supposed to be doing it. That the council had written to him and told him he had to stop. And he thought, no, I can do what the fuck I like. Well, that didn't work out too well for him. A quick chemtrail clip now, followed by another idiot racist who is indulging in a little climate change denial.
St Albans Park, not far from where I live. I live on the edge of the park, and these are more chemtrails. Mid-March, we've got all these up in the sky. Most people are walking oblivious. Look, there's loads over there as well. And there is an actual plane. You see that one there? That's actually spraying chemtrails right now. So that's not a vapor trail, that is a chemtrail. And then, yeah, they're out in full force. I don't know what airport they've come from. Obviously Luton's near here, Radlett's a small private airport, but it's literally all around. Unbelievable.
Put your science hats on, gang. I'm going to give you a little lesson. Have you heard of something called regreening? Do you know what regreening is? Let me tell you. Regreening is the process of new or enhanced vegetation growing across the planet. Why am I talking to you about this? Well, because NASA satellite imagery and all sorts of studies are now showing that over the last few decades, let's say 20 to 30 years, the regreening process of the Earth's surface has accelerated dramatically. 25 to 50% of the Earth's vegetated areas so forests and green areas generally, are showing more and more and more growth. They are expanding. Not only that, but many dry areas, areas that were previously drought-ridden, the edges of deserts, etc., are also showing a lot more plant life, a lot more vegetation, a lot more greening. Not only that, but generally speaking, crops are growing more easily and producing more produce. Now, obviously, some of that is down to the use of new fertilizers and chemicals and so on, which is not necessarily a good thing. But generally speaking, grasslands, feeding lands, vegetated lands, forests, arable lands are all growing at an incredibly fast rate. So much so that they suggest from this NASA imagery that an area twice the size of the entire United States, that's a big area, most of North America, has regrown in the last 25 to 30 years. That's a huge area. Why is that happening? Well, they won't tell you why it's happening because it's a bit of an inconvenient truth. It's happening because of more CO2, increased CO2 in the atmosphere. So you are constantly told, we're constantly told, that CO2 in the atmosphere leads to global warming, leads to climate change, and leads to devastating floods and droughts and forest fires, etc., etc. What they won't tell you is that CO2 is the food of life when it comes to plant life and vegetation. And so the small increases in CO2 in the atmosphere that we've had over the last 25, 30 years has led to a massive amount of new growth of vegetation, of forests, of grasslands, of croplands, etc., etc. Twice the size of the United States. It's led to areas of deserts, on the edge of deserts, which used to be not so much inhospitable and inhabitable, but certainly difficult to carve a living out in, suddenly becoming a little bit greener, more water appearing. And it's led to forested areas, large forested areas, and rainforests, etc., etc., sprouting wings. What does that lead to? That also leads to more wildlife, more abundant insect life, etc., etc. But we never get told these stories. It's true. Just put in NASA and regreening into pretty much any search engine and you'll find the details. Put it on X and there's loads of articles about it. So CO2 may potentially be an issue in the atmosphere, but it's not all bad. CO2 is part of the life cycle of this planet. We need CO2. In fact, if anything, if it dropped hugely lower than where we are now, that would be much more of a danger to us than higher CO2 would. So don't believe everything you're told. Regreening is a thing. Regreening due to more CO2 in the atmosphere is a thing. Forests, rainforest, wildlife in many areas of the world are proliferating because of the extra CO2 in the atmosphere. An area twice the size of the United States is now greener or much greener than it was before. And that's not a bad thing. You've always got to take everything with a pinch of salt. Things are never, ever, ever black and white in life. They're always shades of muddy grey. Things always have some pros and some cons, but you're only ever being told about the downside. You're only ever being told about the cons, and that just ain't the truth.
God, he went on a bit, didn't he? I probably should have cut that shorter.
A little bit.
Said it 3 times.
Good ASMR.
You know, I mean, people, look how they're being affected by these chemtrails, Jim. It's not really his fault.
Well, I don't know if you know, but there was the size of America that is greener this year than it was the previous year.
Right.
Because of the CO2 levels.
Maybe we could plant some trees up there. And I'll get rid of
So
the
what
chemtrail.
is he trying to make an argument for ending, trails from planes because we don't need to do anything about this?
I think he was trying to
Because
make
it's
an
not all
argument
bad.
for don't worry about climate change, because it's a good thing. I think it was what he was saying. All right.
I think the science.
Oh, go on.
I think the science suggests. Sorry, I think the science, as far as I can see, suggests that CO2 fertilization, as they call it, which has been part of what the study has shown, is that there is large areas of the world, particularly away from the equatorial regions, where there's been more greenery. But the long-term prognosis of increased CO2 is catastrophic in the other direction.
Right.
And an awful lot of regreening, as he calls it, if you go and look at it online, is demonstrable man-made efforts to plant more things where things aren't growing in the world.
They're doing a lot in China,
Africa,
aren't they, where they're
foreign.
planting up deserts and things like that. And there's been a number of projects where they've tried to they put in plants that will help help to retain water, and eventually they end up with soil in the desert. It's quite amazing what they can do. But then also you've got the Chinese who are just going around with big trucks full of green paint and just spraying green paint all over the ground and things to make it look like they're, less polluting and more, and they've got more green stuff going on than they actually have. Yeah, there's videos of them doing that in China, just this like huge hoses spraying green paint all over everything.
It'd be worth buying some shares in paint manufacturers.
Yeah, well, I guess a lot of this regreening effect is measured from satellites, you see. So if you just spray green paint around, it's probably good enough.
You don't have to mow paint.
All right, to Iran now, and there's UFOs or orbs or some shit. Take a look.
I've been saying the whole time that these orbs are going to come and wake us up. And I even gave specific times that when that might happen, and that's when you see a war between Israel and Iran. I'll put that in the book. So what Bertie was saying about their alarm, they are really alarmed. The orbs, to me, they're angels to me. They're biblical, just like you said, Jim. They're magical beings. They don't breed like humans. They were created. They listen to our thoughts. I interact with them every day of my life and have literally tens of thousands of bits of data and information from them. And when I interact with them, they're speaking to me. How do you get them to come? Because they listen to me and they send information. So I knew this time was coming. I know a lot about drones because I'm a drone pilot and I'm also a commercial pilot. And I can tell you there's a Remote ID Act that was passed by the federal government that says all toy airplanes, even models, if it's a half a pound or more, it has to have, it's got to be 0.55 pounds, just a little more than a half. You have to have a transponder on to fly toy airplanes. So none of these are civilians. For one, civilian drones can't see in the dark unless it's got a FLIR camera, and that would usually be the fire departments or whatever. Also, I do know that a friend of mine in New Jersey called me, told me that he filmed the drone, one of these drones, minivan-sized drones, fly over his house. He's shown a laser on it, and in 30 minutes, the FBI knocked on his door and said, "We know you did it, and if you do it again, we'll put you in jail." Yesterday, I was called by someone in Chapel Hill, North Carolina, that there was one of those same drones running a grid over Chapel Hill with a Black Hawk helicopter right behind it with its lights out. So yeah, the military, whatever they're doing, the drones, the orbs are coming on high alert. Just like the Foo Fighters in World War II, when the fighters were going into Germany, these orbs were beside them. So it's just my opinion that the orbs are on high alert, that whatever the drones are doing, I don't know what they're doing. Maybe they're looking for something, sniffing for nuclear material. That would clearly explain why the orbs are coming in great numbers. And they're not going to stop. They're going to keep coming until everyone understands that we're not alone, and that this confusing it with the drone thing and with something terrestrial, here, it's got to end. Everybody's going to awaken to a truth between now and 2026, and if not way before, early this year, that we're not alone, and that it's There's something above us that's concerned for our safety, and it's the same. It's the same thing with all these people that report seeing these orbs to me, and I have thousands that report to me that never send a MUFON or anywhere. They just reach out to me because they're fans. And it's always the same. They have these experiences after a tragic loss of loved ones, or husband or wife or daughter or child. So there's patterns that exist in this. The drones are muddying the water, but they will not prevail. The orbs are going to come and awaken this country, this world. And it's happening worldwide. And if you read this book, UFO of God, you'll see exactly that I predicted this years ago, and have been doing it every chance I get, every podcast that I do, to say it's fixing to happen, it's coming, and I know it because they're telling me this, and I can film it, and I can share it with other people, 200 at a time. See it when I ask, here it comes, and that's because it's listening to what I'm saying. And it knows our thoughts. So I'm kind of worried about this, what the military's doing, why they're running grids all over the country and worldwide. It doesn't make sense unless they're trying to desensitize the fact that this non-human intelligence is coming into our world, and they're afraid of panic. So if it's not some nuclear material involved, but I believe though they're coming because they're alarmed, like Birdie. So I don't know, we're speculating, all of us, but I was correct. That is happening, and it's going to happen before 2026. And everybody's going to know it. There's no getting around what's coming. And I'm not worried about the orbs at all. I'm worried about the drones and people, not the heavens. So there's so much more I could talk about, but I would just be speculating. But I do know it's coming, and it's coming into our lifetime. And when we're all dead and gone, our children will live a new awakening, a new knowledge. And that's what the book tells you about, this new knowledge that's coming. So thank you for having me, Jim. I wished I could add more here, but without speculating to death, I just can only tell you.
Oh, so that's something we've all got to look forward to then.
You interviewed him?
No, it sounded like he was talking to me, didn't it?
Yeah, thanks for interviewing me, Jim.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
he talks to the orbs.
Yeah.
Is that what he said?
He did. He talked to the orbs, and they're telling him they're coming.
Take them seriously, then. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some fantastic evidence there. That top shot, which was, if you didn't notice, was a loop of about 3 seconds going round and round and round, was someone just waving a camera in the air above a city which is besieged with missile attacks.
Right.
Yeah. So you got, because it was waving around, you got no idea whether you're watching a load of stuff gently falling out the sky, what it is, which direction it is, how high up it is. You know, how could he possibly draw any conclusions about that going on in the war zone?
Rozovsky said it looks like a string of lights in a hedge.
I mean, I have to admit, that's one hell of a title for a book, isn't it? UFO of Gods.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
He's smushing a lot together there, isn't he, eh?
Yeah, I mean, there's orbs coming this year. Oh, and by the way, buy my book.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where have we heard that before?
Exactly.
All right, then. Radioactive ticks and Lyme disease now. Brought to you by the good old US of A. Hang on. Hit the wrong button. There it is.
While everybody's focused on the, in quotations, war in Iran, there is an investigation that nobody is talking about right now, but I feel like everybody should be talking about it. They're probably not gonna like me for this video, so just save it just in case it gets taken down. As you can see, an extensive investigation based on declassified government documents and previously suppressed scientific research has uncovered compelling evidence that U.S. biological weapons programs contributed to the emergence of Lyme disease. The investigation reveals a pattern of concealment spanning 6 decades, including the systematic suppression of critical medical research and the release of nearly 300,000 radioactive ticks across Virginia to study how the disease-carrying insects would spread. This is crazy. Declassified documents and testimony from a CIA operative described the 1962 deployment of infected ticks against Cuban sugarcane workers as part of Operation Mongoose, the Kennedy administration's effort to destabilize Fidel Castro's regime. The operative, now in his 70s, told researchers that the strangest thing he ever did was drop infected ticks on Cuban sugarcane workers using C-123 transport aircraft flying nighttime missions, almost skimming the surface of the Caribbean to avoid Cuban radar. So I went back and I looked at every single time something like this happened, and I made some notes. We obviously already know about Operation Mongoose, but this one, Plum Island Animal Disease Center, right, under Army Chemical Corps, wanted to point that out. Conducted open-air tick experiments with containment failures. Test animals mingled with wild deer and birds, and deer from nearby Lyme, Connecticut swam to the island while birds fed on insects. Lyme, Connecticut is only 13 miles away and became the namesake epicenter in 1975. Under Project 112, okay, 1962 to 1974, the Pentagon ran 134 bioweapons tests, plus hundreds more classified, investing $3 to $4 billion in building capacity to produce 100 million infected mosquitoes and 50 million fleas per month. The program, though, I want to point this out, was categorically denied by the military for nearly 50 years until 2000. So let's go back a little bit further, right? Operation Big Itch successfully dropped 670,000 tropical rat fleas from cluster bombs to prove the weapons could incapacitate an entire battalion-sized target area for up to a full day. I made a note of this if you want to read it. I'm not going to read it out loud because I do not want my video to be taken down. But yeah, most importantly, this one right here. How to make a note of this one, okay? I'll let you read that one too. I'm not going to read it out loud. I'm pretty sure it's obvious as to why. But these claims are based on review of 41 primary declassified sources, testimony, and suppressed research presented in the article. There's so much more I can put in this video, but somehow, some way, people will still not pay attention.
Ah, yes. They're evil, aren't they, those Americans? They're just evil.
Radioactive tick. I mean, the trouble is with ticks is they're more likely to bite animals than humans, aren't
Right, that's what I was thinking. Humans don't normally get.
We're trying to take a real life Superman, Jim. I'm not Superman, Spider-Man.
Well, I'm walking around with my Geiger counter just in case.
Okay.
I mean, this all stems from a book called Bitten: The Secret History of Lyme Disease and Biological Weapons. I'm reading online.
Oh, right.
Which is the U.S. House of Representatives order review as to whether the Department of Defense experimented with ticks as biological weapons during the Cold War.
I mean, it did sound quite true, didn't it? What he was saying, you know.
Yeah. But clearly, it wasn't effective because they haven't used it anywhere in the world since.
Right. And
so it's a bit
well,
like
there was
it's a bit
COVID.
like coming on
There was
showing,
COVID when they tried to fuck up China. Remember?
Oh yeah, with ticks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, because the COVID virus was the size of a fucking tick.
Well, they did infected bats for that. It was bats.
Oh.
Dropped them from C-130s. Yeah. All right, a desperate appeal for help now from this poor man who has had a bit of a run-in with the machine elves.
The machine elves have permanently banned me from the DMT realm. And I honestly don't know what I did wrong. I didn't say anything. I didn't do anything wrong. I was playing with some psychic energy objects, some psychedelic plants and shapes. I was interacting with the bugmen. And apparently I did something, at some point I did something wrong, and the all-seeing infinite intelligence just lit me up like a light and said, "You are permanently banned. Get out." I was told that I was spiritually bankrupt, that my soul was weak, weaker than most people's, and that was it. And I have tried now several times to go back, and I've been doing D&D for a long time. I'm a pro, okay? But I can't get back there now. I take it, I go into the darkness, I see the doors, I hear the machine elves, I can sense the all-seeing intelligence, and then I just hear, fuck off. Fuck off. And then I wake up as if nothing has happened. And I haven't even been there for very long, only a few seconds. Now, I'm normally there for hundreds of years. In the quantum realm, I am there for hundreds of years. I'm now there for maybe 2 minutes. And I don't know where the compound is going, because I'm not even having an experience anymore. I'm taking it, I'm being told to get out, and that's over. But I need to be able to go back there. We all do. We don't know if that isn't the actual reality, and that this world is a simulation. And I don't want to be trapped in this simulation. And if that's the realm we go to when we pass, then where does that leave me now, if I don't have access? So please, if anybody is going into the DMT realm or is meeting the machine elves or the all-seeing intelligence, please, can you ask them what it is I have done wrong, put in a word for me, and just explain that even though I was interacting with things, or maybe it looked like I was stealing something, I wasn't. If I was taking anything, it was simply to bring it back to this realm for analysis, so we can understand this psychic dimension in a different way. Please.
Please. He was just taking it for analysis.
Yeah.
What that was right there was every man who's ever pissed off his girlfriend and doesn't know what he did wrong.
Yeah.
Except his girlfriend is the afterlife.
What does that mean if he can't get in the afterlife? It means he's never going to die, or what?
Yeah, he said, where does that leave me? And I just thought, well, you're going to have to die, mate,
immortal.
to get back there, I guess.
In limbo, like an unchristened Catholic baby.
I've never taken DMT, but it does sound fun. He did make it sound good.
Oh, well, he said he's been doing it so long, he's a professional. I mean, someone's paying him to do it.
All right, I'm not really sure how this clip ended up in this part of the show, but it did. Here's the good liars investigating those pesky MedBeds.
We're here in Butler, Pennsylvania now, and across the street from us is something called Tesla Biohealing.
For a few $100s a night, guests can sleep in MedBed rooms above Tesla Biohealing generators.
And they have a version of the MedBed, which we've heard a lot about on the road.
First of the year, January the 1st, 2026, the MedBeds are coming out. It cures 6,000 diseases.
Now, the MedBed solves a lot of issues, any issues you might have, almost anything. That's the whole thing about the MedBed. You just lay in it and all your problems are solved.
What are MedBeds? MedBeds, you get in it and it goes through light and frequency. It heals your DNA.
And apparently these have been kept secret from the general public. Just only super wealthy people have them. But now we're here. We're at a place that says they have MedBeds.
Tesla's website talks up biophoton or life force energy.
It's gonna feel so good to
decompress
and be healed from all of our injuries. And yeah, it's called Tesla Biohealing, but it's not owned by Elon Musk. We should say that,
right.
And I think they would say that too for legal purposes. We're looking for a room for tonight. The sign says Energized Dining Crystal Ballroom. I don't know if there's a crystal ball in the room or if it's a ballroom with crystal in it. Energized Fitness and Medical Center.
One example reads, it benefits people debilitated by everything from dementia to stroke paralysis, even terminal cancers.
I've had a little bit of a sinus infection. I'm excited to be healed from a good night's sleep in a med bed. Do you have any ailments, Jerome?
Well, I have some back problems.
Life force energy is the body's ability of innate intelligence to make changes or repair itself.
James Millen, who is a doctor of chiropractic, is the Butler facility's clinical study team leader.
There's none of the bed ones that have like the biohealing.
There are, but they're like a lot more expensive.
Well, we got a room. We looked down the line, it was $93 on Expedia, but to get the Tesla Biohealing, you're gonna add an extra $150 to it. So it was $260.
Oh, here they are. So we're in our room. I guess it's a regular room that would have been $90, but they brought these. Oh my god. Okay, it's probably 30 pounds.
think I saw Donald Trump post this on Truth Social, didn't he?
Yes, and it's true.
After President Trump appeared to share a video that promoted a so-called cure-all bed for Americans.
Yeah, so the problem, those beds don't exist, and the video itself was AI generated.
President Donald J. Trump has announced a historic new healthcare system, the launch of America's first MedBed hospitals and a national MedBed card for every citizen.
Every American will soon receive their own MedBed card.
They're already out on the East Coast.
These things are really big in the MAHA movement. We've heard about them at Trump rallies before. The way it's pitched at Trump rallies is there's this magical medical bed that's gonna cure all diseases. And these people are trying to make money off of that. Biophotonizer pets is $499.
But that's like really small.
It'll grow an arm, leg.
I'd heard that is actually just a conspiracy theory, the MedBeds thing. It's not a real thing.
Yes, it is. It's real.
A lot of the same people that believe this are like part of the anti-vax community, the MAHA movement. It's all this like alternative science that's supposed to be better for you than actual science with scientists.
Cellular for adults. Oh, that's
$649.
$649. Okay.
You knew who had them? Cabal. The rich people had them underneath tunnels, and they got in them. That's why they live so long. They're 80, 90 years old.
Rich people like who?
Rockefellers. You know, yeah. The Bushes. All the presidents.
George H.W. Bush is dead.
Yes.
What is life force energy? Life force energy is the essential vital force of nature, believed to be the healing energy for all life. What do you know?
I worry about the level of information, I guess.
Alpha, $4,950. That's a lot. Energized Vegas.
This is a nice, well-equipped gym.
This is what you're talking about? One of these big ones?
Yeah,
to put
I
under
mean, you
your
just
bed?
put it under your bed, maybe help with back problems or whatever.
How much is it? Oh, there's a price. What does that say?
These are 2 for $20,000, but they're also 100 times stronger than what these are.
Devices in the gym effectively recreate Earth's invigorating vitalistic energy called biophotons. Sharpen your mind and improve coordination, enhance your mobility and overall fitness, experience improvements in sexual health.
So we're trying to make ourselves comfortable here at the Tesla Biohealing Ramada by Wyndham. If you look at this, they've screwed it shut here, and they've really got this shut here, so you can't see what's inside.
This is the Tesla Biohealing generator that we're going to cut open to see what's inside.
I'm going to open it up and show you what's inside. Well, you can see what's in this can if you're getting suckered, because I didn't feel nothing from mine.
We are near Butler, Pennsylvania, right? Do you know anything significant that happened there?
Well, we were there. Donald Trump was shot.
Right. And then what else happened with his ear after he got shot?
Well, it was hurt.
Yeah.
I mean, it was. Well, you saw it. There was blood. I guess. Yeah, his ear looks fine now. Wait a second. What are you saying, Ron?
It's not just possible, but probable that instead of going to a hospital, right?
Yeah.
Because, like, whatever, you got a bunch of junk scientists come to a place like this. He can afford the $260, and he regrows his ear by sleeping right next to, guess what? One of these things right next to where his head would be.
So you're saying that Donald Trump was shot in Butler, his ear was bloody, and he stayed here, it regrew his ear. There's only one way to figure out if this is true. Are you familiar with Mike Tyson?
Of Mike Tyson's punch. I'm hoping you with your sinus infection and me with my back, that we wake up feeling great.
All right, well, good night.
How do you feel, Rob?
I feel like still a little bit tired. I guess I'll try to figure out how I feel as I wake up a little bit. I don't know. You feel better?
I feel lighter.
Lighter?
I feel like $250 lighter.
It's quite simple. Basically, again, we're not doing anything. It's your own body that's doing it. See, the best physician's the one that's inside of your body.
Look at that. A block of concrete.
So here's what we learned about the Maha movement. You can either trust the science over the last decades that has eradicated diseases with vaccines, or you can get a canister for $10,000 and put it under your bed. You just got to do your own research.
That was good, wasn't it? I thought.
That's right. You can do your own research or trust the thing that works and is proven.
Yeah. It's fucking cement. It's a can of cement. How dare they? God, there's some bullshitters in the world, isn't there? There really is. Some just evil, shameless bullshitters that'll just take your money and know that they're not giving you anything that's going to help you. And to do that with sick people is fucking evil, isn't it? You've got to stop it, VD.
What are you going to say, German?
I forget. I think I need one of those MedBeds.
I had something else, but then you just... Jem, what do you know about how cement interacts with biophotons? Huh? You got a degree in that?
Are you saying the biophotons are mixed in with the cement?
There's a synergistic effect.
VD, tell him this can't be true. Oh, all right. I think he's wandered off.
Oh, it's true. That's why these guys are dedicating this attention to it. Trying to keep it down, trying to mock it. This potentially life-saving technology, and you're mocking it.
It's not as if it's even cheap, though, is it? You know what I mean? Compared with, like, proper medical care.
20 grand for a couple cases full of concrete.
But it has to cost money.
How are they not in jail?
Yeah.
It has to cost money or else it's not any good. If you just bought cheap concrete, that wouldn't do anything.
Right. All right, moon landing denier-in-chief Bart Sibrel was recently interviewed by Piers Morgan, who got it right for once and told him he was full of shit. Take a look.
Well, I want to treat Bart as a colleague, maybe not as an equal, but I want to treat him fairly. And I want to say, Bart, you have much better evidence that I've heard you talk about with our
oh my goodness.
Well, I don't think you're a trained scientist, Bart. I mean, if I go to my Wikipedia
Well, I don't think
page,
you're a trained cinematographer either.
That's right.
With
But
100%.
when I go to my Wikipedia page, it says
electrical light.
Okay, Bart, when I go to my Wikipedia page, people can see that I'm listed as a professor of astrophysics with 40 years of experience. When they go to your page, it says conspiracy theorist. So I don't want to say that we're equal because we're not. We're not in the same league. I will treat you like a peer. I will give you an expert review of what you're talking about. But what I want to tell you very clearly,
Bart,
is
being deceived. Your league is parroting back what you're told.
I want to use your own words. I want to treat you seriously, Bart. I want to say that you have talked to Candace Owens on her podcast, and you described what she later called the firmament, the asteroid belt, and then later the Van Allen belts. This is one key piece of qualitative but quantitative evidence that you have presented, which I think deserves attention. You've claimed the Van Allen belts are deadly and they are not survivable, and NASA knew that themselves. Correct or incorrect, Bart?
Well, show the clip. What clip number is it here, right? Let's hear it in NASA's own mouth.
We've got the clip. Hang on. We've got the clip. Let's play the clip. So the Van Allen radiation belts, you've argued the radiation surrounding Earth is so extreme, it would have been lethal for any human to pass through, making the journey impossible. So let's take a look at the clip.
Van Allen said so.
Let's take a look at We're going to play the clip.
Okay.
My name is Kelly Smith, and I work on navigation and guidance for Orion. As we get further away from Earth, we'll pass through the Van Allen belts, an area of dangerous radiation. Radiation like this could harm the guidance systems, onboard computers, or other electronics on Orion. We must solve these challenges before we send people through this region of space. We must solve these challenges before we send people through this region of space. We must solve.
So that's your claim, Bart. Professor Keating, what's your response to that?
Well, it's not my claim, it's NASA's claim. He said we must solve these challenges before we send people through this region of space, meaning the radiation challenges.
Okay, but very carefully, he doesn't say because we've never done it before.
Yet.
He never
says
says
Professor Keating respond to it.
Do you interrupt because I'm not in the same league as you and you're better than me? That you
no,
don't
we just
let me
played. We just played an extended
Point.
clip that you produced about a certain theory. So Professor Keating will now respond.
Right. So a whiteboard sketch by some NASA engineer who is, to my knowledge, not sketching the exact schematics of the trajectory. He shows and he describes the Van Allen belts are deadly. And you're right, Bart, they are deadly. And NASA knew that because who did Van Allen work for? John Van Allen worked for NASA. So in order for us to believe it, and he testified that the Van Allen belts, if traversed safely, were no threat to the astronauts beyond getting a few chest x-rays, which you and I probably do every year, right? So I have a model of the Van Allen belts here. Here's a plasma globe, which has electron plasma in it.
I thought you bought that already.
30,000. Hold on, Bart, please. Now you're not letting me present scientific evidence, okay? There are electrons in here that are at 30,000 degrees Kelvin, far hotter than the temperature of the melting point of aluminum, which you talk about in that documentary, which I've seen many times to debunk it. Inside of this plasma globe, the reason I don't get melted is because the electron density is tiny. It is anisotropic. If you go at different regions through the Van Allen belts, it's completely safe.
And your theory, Bart, about motivation, your argument is that they were faked to ensure a Cold War victory for the US over the Soviet Union. You contend that NASA was under immense pressure to fulfill President Kennedy's goal of landing a man on the moon by the end of the 60s, but they lacked the ability technologically to do it. According to you, the risk of high-profile failure and subsequent national humiliation led the US government and the CIA to stage the events in a studio instead, to which my obvious question would be, look, full disclosure, I don't believe a word of it. However, let's just assume for a moment your theory is correct. Which studio? Where? Where did they do this?
Well, I guess you weren't paying attention when I said they filmed it at Cannon Air Force Base, June 1st, 2nd, and 3rd of 1968, according to an eyewitness who confessed to killing a coworker to cover up the moon landing fraud.
But hang on, sorry, I did hear what you said, but there were a number of lunar landings. So you're saying that it was all done in this one studio?
Well, no, we know that the first one, the TV images, were filmed at Cannon Air Force Base, according to an eyewitness who confessed to a homicide that was investigated by the military police, the United States Senate Intelligence Committee, and the FBI. And when they investigated, they asked him, why did he kill this coworker at Cannon Air Force Base in 1968? He said to cover up the moon landing fraud. He took an oath by the NSA for secrecy. His coworker was going to tell the public, and he killed him to keep it a secret. And back to whether the radiation belts are lethal or not, don't take my opinion, don't take Brian's opinion. Go to Sabrell.com and read Van Allen's opinion. His document that he published after sending probes up into the radiation belts in 1958, Scientific American article, and he says they are 250 times a lethal dose. So when they say
that is depending on how you go through it, Bart. If you go through a rainstorm through the eye of a hurricane, it's much different than going through the outer outskirts of it, where it's a nice light London fog. Perhaps it's very different. Well, their Van Allen belts are highly anisotropic. Bart, I want to teach you some physics. Bart, if you would let me teach you some physics, then you could make your argument stronger, perhaps. Okay, there's multiple Van Allen belts. There's an inner Van Allen belt. There's an outer Van Allen belt.
Teach me, Professor, who parrots
Bart,
back.
I've heard you refuse to debate me.
Look at that face of arrogance.
This is my only chance to debate you. You refused to debate me on Joe Rogan. You refused to debate me on Lex Friedman.
I never received an invitation to debate you.
Yes, you said you received the invitation on Danny Jones's podcast, and you said you don't want to debate me because I'm a victim, much like pedophilia victims. It was so bizarre. So I want to take my opportunity.
He asked me if I wanted to debate you, and I said no because you're a victim. You have Stockholm syndrome. You're defending the people who are deceiving you. You're not the perpetrator of the
Russians, did the Politburo that testified and said congratulations to President Nixon?
What happened on the moon?
Wait, why did the Russians? Why would the Russians?
Bart, do you mind if I just cut to the quick here? Do you think you're just full of shit, mate?
What's that?
Do you think you're just full of shit?
No. I don't think he does.
Is it all just a scam, just to make money, raise your profile?
Well,
just
I mean, come on. Here-
spewing such obvious bullshit around the world about something that everyone knows happened.
Well,
and you've made yourself well-known,
let me
notorious.
boil it down for you. I'm going to answer your
You've
question.
insulted Buzz Aldrin to the point he punched you.
I'm sorry if the truth about corruption is insulting to people who are flattered by it in a fallen world. The fact is, JFK's relatives say with 100% certainty he was killed by the CIA. Robert McNamara, on his deathbed, said they started the Vietnam War and killed 58,220 of their own people on a CIA fabrication. So they're killing tens of thousands of their own people.
So presumably,
they're killing their own president. Wait
Okay.
a minute. So they're not going to have a problem faking a TV image.
Okay.
The only problem is that it's a positive lie.
Okay, but just to be clear
And people
then,
want
to
believe
extrapolate
their
your
team won this-
theory, given this is the furthest that NASA have ever sent a rocket to the dark side of the moon, presumably you think this must be fake too.
Oh no! I hope they are able to do it. The issue is how
So do you
come they
believe
can
the
only do
Artemis rocket is
20%?
going to be a genuine mission or a fake?
Does it have to go
I
through
would
the Van
assume
Allen
it's gonna
belt?
be- I would assume it's going to be genuine.
But how does it get through the
issue
Van
is,
Allen
why
belt?
is it? Listen, the issue
Well,
is.
hang on, no. How does it
why
get through?
is it?
How does it get
Why
through the
can't I
Van
finish
Allen
the
radiation
sentence?
belt?
I got two people not letting me finish the sentence.
How does it
okay?
get through?
The issue is.
That is the issue.
Why is it with 6 decades of better technology? They
so
can
now
only
they
do
can do it.
20% of what Apollo did.
Now
Why?
they can do
That's
it.
illogical.
So do you
If they
accept?
could
So
go
do you
to the
accept?
moon-
But do you accept now that space rockets, can get through the Van Allen radiation belt?
Unmanned ones, and maybe they have protection. We know they didn't have protection as of 2014. He said we must solve these radiation challenges before we send people through this region of space,
Okay.
which means anything prior to 2014 did not leave Earth orbit. He said so himself.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
He's looking a bit rough, isn't he, old Bart Brown?
He looks like a zombie.
Yeah, it does, doesn't he? It does look like he should be in a horror movie.
You know, Uncle Fester.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's very Fester-like.
And I mean, that fucking, we must solve these problems before we go through this dangerous region of space. It's flat earth nonsense, isn't it? It was a flat earth favourite, that was right in the beginning. It's just silly.
Well, he directly stated that it was a danger to electronics and stuff like that.
Right.
That there was a separate sentence about we must solve these problems before we send people through, because that's what they send people through in Orion. But they can't do that if the electronics are going to be all fried.
Right.
That makes sense to me. Yeah, that Uncle Festering, that guy can't shut up.
He can't. Can
No.
he? But then
he sounds like
Piers Morgan does interrupt people a lot, though.
Yeah, but he wouldn't let that other guy talk.
No, true.
I wanted to hear what he had to say. But
He just wants
Sabrell,
to,
we
he's
all know.
typical, isn't he? He's got to blot it out and attack the other person. Oh, you're just whatever he said, indoctrinated or whatever he said,
Is Sabrell the one that did that? A funny thing happened on the way to the moon,
Yeah,
or is that?
yeah, he's that guy. Yeah,
Did somebody
He's got-
debunk that?
I
Did somebody
debunked
make
that
a-
curve. Actually, yes.
I've heard of someone who debunked it. Yeah.
Yes, I should mention
was
that.
you.
I have a video on this very channel. If anyone would like to see it,
Is it a long one?
it is
a
about.
long
It is
video?
an hour and 50 minutes long. But I do go through every claim that he makes in a funny thing happened on the way to the moon, and point out where it's incorrect.
For the people that don't have that kind of attention span and can't keep track of where they are, have you thought about having it broken down into segments?
I have done that,
so
and
people
it's
can
on
watch it?
TikTok. I think I put it on TikTok. And also, I've got a half-hour version of it, if you want a quicker one, that I made for Ranty's show some years ago. So, but you
Brilliant.
can always watch it in bits, watch it. You can, and because it has my eloquent voice doing the voiceover, you can easily watch it at X2 and understand everything that's being said.
Excellent.
And then it's less than an hour. Okay, we have a bit of an Artemis omnibus now, starting with the great wisdom of TikTok. Enjoy.
Everyone made the little jokes yesterday. NASA launched on April Fool's, lol. Haha, very funny. And while you were all doing that, not a single person stopped to ask why. Why that date? Of every date on the calendar. Why that one? I'll tell you why, and you're not going to think it's very fucking funny anymore. So I watched the launch live on shift last night, big screen in the security office, proper moment, and while everyone in the comments was doing the April Fool's jokes, I was sat here thinking these people chose this date deliberately, because nothing NASA does is accidental. Nothing. These are people who calculate trajectories to the millimetre. They don't accidentally book a historic crude moon mission on a joke holiday. April 1st is not just pranks and whoopee cushions. It marks the ancient Roman festival of Hilaria. Festival of the goddess Cybele, which is a moon goddess. They launched a moon mission on the feast day of a moon goddess, and the entire internet made fucking memes about it. And the program is called Artemis, goddess of the moon, twin of Apollo. So they named it after one lunar deity and launched the crude mission on the sacred day of another. These people are obsessed with this symbolism. The whole operational framework runs on it. Dates matter, numbers matter. The fool in medieval tradition was the only one allowed to speak truth to power, and the only one who could say the real thing out loud. Launching on April Fool's Day is them telling you directly, right to your face, that this is a joke. 4 people left it. Reed Wiseman, Victor Glover, Christina Koch, Jeremy Hansen. I've been awake since the launch trying to find something in the official mission documentation that I cannot find. A return date, a confirmed splashdown window, a recovery fleet deployment order, anything, and it's not there. It's not publicly there. Right, so before you say you're being a paranoid swat, recovery logistics aren't public. Yes, they are. They always have been. Apollo had public splashdown coordinates released weeks in advance. Every crewed ISS mission has a publicly logged return window before launch. It's standard, part of the public affairs obligation. And I've been through the Artemis 2 public mission documentation, and the return timeline is the vaguest fucking thing I've ever read for a crewed mission. Approximately 10 days. Approximately. For a human spaceflight mission. Approximately. Someone pointed this out and I can't unsee it now. Go look at the Artemis 2 mission patch. There are 4 figures, representing the crew obviously. 3 are in warm colours, 1 is in the cold blue tones. 1 different from the others. I'm not going to tell you which crew member that corresponds to because I don't want to put that on someone who's up there right now. But go look, you'll know immediately. And here's the thing about the crew selection that's bothered me since it was announced. 2 of them are on their first deep space mission first. We haven't sent humans beyond low Earth orbit in 50 fucking years, and half the crew are doing it for the first time on a vehicle that's only flown unmanned once. I'm not an aerospace engineer, but that is a choice, that is a deliberate fucking choice someone made. And I keep asking myself, why would you staff it that way? Unless experience beyond a certain point doesn't matter for what this mission actually is about. Unless what they find up there resets everyone's experience to 0 anyway.
NASA's ever launched.
Sound suppression water is flowing. And here we go. 10, 9, 8.
It's going off.
RS-25 in.
There it goes.
4, 3, 2, 1. Booster ignition.
Why does it look like AI though?
The crew of Artemis 2 now bound for the moon. Humanity's next great voyage begins.
What is happening? What the hell?
Good roll pitch.
Did you guys see that? Something's fishy about this.
Houston now controlling the flight of integrity on the Artemis 2 mission around the moon.
Right? Somebody messed up. They just showed it in space, right?
Integrity passes the ultimate eagle.
What was
Target
that?
milestone. Mission Control Houston seeing good performance on the space launch system core stage. Integrity 3 miles and now
I had the best of it.
traveling more than 1,200 miles per hour.
And I didn't hit
Did that look weird to you? Look. What is this? What is this? Do you see what I'm saying?
different.
Humanity's
I think they might be switching to like thermo cameras.
Just started here that the baton has been passed with launch control in Florida to mission control in Houston. Gia, give us a sense of what you're seeing and feeling on the ground.
Because it has to go into...
Okay, don't mind how I look right now. I'm at home. Anyways, I had another theory, right? Okay, hear me out. So, the spacecraft that just went to space, to the moon, was like such a big deal. It was everywhere on my TikTok feed. And I'm confused of why it's a big deal. Because haven't we already been to space before? We've already been to the moon before. And I have enough thoughts about that. Like, honestly, I don't think we went to the moon. Y'all can say what you want to say, but I don't think we actually went to the moon. Because why is this a big deal now? Secondly, my theory is the reason why it's a big deal is because people are going to see it, so they don't want to say that the ship is possibly going to... Hear me out. They don't want to say that the ship is possibly going to, like, a mothership in space or something. Because, I mean, I know that, like, 3A Atlas was debunked to be a asteroid or whatever the case may be. But weird shit's been going on. Let's not act like weird shit ain't been going on. We been getting meteorites and shit, all types of shit. So what if they're going into space to, like, figure this shit out? To, like, have a meeting with some, like, aliens or some shit? I don't know. Call me crazy, but it's just thought.
Hello everyone, Amanda Grace here. So something is going on. Today is April 1st, the first day of Passover. And at the Kennedy Space Center in Florida, there is this launch that's about to occur of a spaceship called Artemis II. And it's taking place shortly. Now, in ancient Greek culture and mythology, Artemis was the goddess of hunting, the wilderness, wild animals, and transitions. Hunting, like the hunter shall become the hunted type of thing. Well, it's a 10-day mission, this space mission, and it's interesting they're doing it on the first day of Passover, and there are 10 plagues exacted on Egypt before Passover, and the worship of this false goddess Artemis extended from Greece to parts of Egypt. And now the first day of Passover, NASA is launching a space shuttle named after a false goddess that has to do with hunting and transitions that extended this worship into Egypt, and we don't think something is on the move in the spirit and gates are attempting to be opened on Passover. There are astronauts in this space shuttle being loaded. I don't like the looks of this. I don't like the feel of this. They are attempting to align something and open gates on Passover, because across the news screens, all you see is Artemis, 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 when it should be Almighty God, Almighty God, Almighty God, who was the deliverer of his people out of the bondage, paganism, and slavery of Egypt. So watch this situation closely. With this space shuttle, what NASA is doing, and now they're attempting to put something up on a high place, a shuttle, on the first day of Passover. Be the watchman right now with this. Be in the Word of God every single day. Keep the faith.
All right. Well, there's some lovely TikTokers anyway.
Well, it wasn't quite Passover because it was still daytime, and Passover didn't start till the sun set, so she's a little bit off there.
It's called Artemis because the last moon missions were Apollo.
Right.
Artemis is Apollo's twin.
Also, that first guy was going on about, he said 2 of the crew, it's the first time they've ever been that far. But all of the crew, it's the first time they've ever been that far.
Yeah.
I think 2 of them had not been to space before, I think.
Yeah, I mean, he also said that you couldn't find an itinerary anywhere. I mean, when it launched, you look online. I just I had all the details. It's due to splashdown. T plus 210 hours, 24 minutes, 48 seconds. April the 10th at 6 p.m. GMT in the Pacific Ocean, and it gives you and that itinerary that I read that from gives you all the shoot deploys, all the blackouts, all the comms, all the alignment when it comes in. Everything it's so easy to find if you go and look in the right places.
But he's able to find all the other ones. Why can't he find this one?
Exactly. I mean, as for ABC fucking up the launch and putting one of the wrong feed up, which is just showing it from a few, and them thinking, oh no, we've been deceived. I mean, did they not bother to check any single other fucking channels? Because virtually everything I saw, didn't have that happen.
Yeah, I thought that might have just been a buffering TV, or something like that. But it wasn't.
I think ABC fucked up. ABC fucked up.
Did they?
Yeah, I was watching on several different channels, and they had varying delay times on some of them. Some of them were off by 10, 15 seconds. So I could see that.
Maybe
And
there
in
was
the
more
second-
than one launch.
The second that they announced that this was going to happen on April 1st, I was praying and hoping to Almighty Artemis that they would actually delay it a day. Otherwise, we'd get all this bullshit about April 1st.
Right.
And sure enough, we're getting all this bullshit about April 1st. It was just, they wanted to launch in February and had to take it back in and rolled it back out and launched on the first day in the window, which just happened to be April 1st.
There's 364 days, and then suddenly this is the date, right?
Yeah, except that if you look at the way the launch pattern was, so there was like a 2-week window, and then they were off for 2 weeks because of the lighting on the moon and stuff and the position of the moon.
It's just a day.
So what? April 1st. So what?
Oh, it's just a day.
You know,
It's
it
like
was
any other
Mark
day.
Twain that said that April Fool's is something that reminds us what we are the rest of the year.
Nice. I couldn't really pay much attention to what she was saying because after the first few things, I just found myself pondering that crazy hot matrix and just wondering, is it possible for any woman to be hot enough to balance out that amount of crazy? I don't think so.
Aaron Armstrong says, Happy Easter, Gem. Thank you, Aaron. Very much appreciated. If you would like to super chat the show, please follow Aaron's lead and reward me for my hard work. Or better still, click the PayPal link in the description and send the money there. Then I get all of it and Google get none. And they don't need it. I do. So anyway, thank you very much for that. Lovely people. More from TikTok now, starting with this lady who thinks we should be able to go to the moon whenever the fuck we want.
Leave it to the United States government to spend $93 billion, $93 billion with a fucking B, to go on a trip around the moon, not on it, not back to it, around it. I want to see boots on the motherfucking ground of the moon. Otherwise, I don't. Save it. Save the $93 billion. Artemis 2, that was $4 billion. That launched yesterday on April Fool's Day of all days. They are playing on our faces. And they had issues with this launch. Things were breaking, there were leaks, so things were delayed. So Artemis 2 not going to the moon. Artemis 3 is also not going to the moon. They're planning on sending Artemis 4 to the moon in 2028. If we landed on the moon in the 60s, by 2026 and certainly 2028, we should be able to go to the moon whenever the fuck we want. And I'm a conspiracy theorist, so I cover this stuff on my show, and every time I cover the moon landing or the lack thereof on my show, I get nasty emails, like long, nasty emails from boomers who tell me that I don't know what I'm talking about because I wasn't there. And neither were you. You want to believe what you were told. You don't want to believe that you were lied to, and I totally understand that sentiment. And in these nasty long emails, they tell me, well, I knew someone who was working at NASA, and they said. Okay, and when I was little, the tooth fairy came to my room, and I did find a quarter under my pillow. Like, that did happen. And I am more than happy to be proven wrong. That's why, with these 93 billion taxpayer dollars, I want to see boots on the ground. Prove me wrong.
Artemis 2 launched to the moon. So randomly today, Artemis 2, the rocket, is going up to the moon. Randomly now they saying, oh, we're on our way back to the moon. We haven't done this in so long. Do y'all think we done? It's a prank. Y'all trying to prank us? So come again, Artemis 2, where are you launching to? Where did y'all just go? After Neil Armstrong already told us he ain't never went to the moon. Artemis 2, where you going? Did you go upward or downward? It looked like you was a submarine when you was launching. Artemis 2, I'm talking to you, space boo. The real question is, what are y'all trying to distract us from? What's T? We know y'all do something like this, I gotta do it. Space, the moon, NASA. Y'all trying to distract us, so what is it? Pieces of the sky still falling down? What's T? Allegedly.
Are y'all ready for the Artemis 2 to officially go back to the moon?
in over 50 years? Because it's happening on April 1st, April Fool's Day. 4 astronauts, these 4 astronauts will be flying around the lunar surface. Flying around the lunar surface. Remember, we're just going back now because we just got the technology to go back. Because 1969, I guess we were more advanced then. We had the better technology somehow. If you can recall, back at the last moon landing, there were no stars. The flag was waving. There was reflection from little shadows. I don't know, bruh. Everything was just weird, fool. But hey, we're going again, y'all. Like I said, tomorrow. So if y'all want to watch it, they will be live streaming this. So everybody should tune in and just use your eyes. Focus. Watch everything. And realize your eyes real eyes. And if we ultimately don't go, this will be the most ultimate April Fool's prank, right? Because if y'all didn't know, this same trip that they're talking about going on around the moon, this was supposed to happen a couple of months ago. But the first time something happened with the goddamn spaceship, and then the second time something else happened. So it ultimately landed on April 1st. I mean, I still don't believe we went there the first time. Do you? Let me know down below in the comments. Do you believe we went there the first time? And do you believe we're going there right now? And will you be tuning in?
Back to you, Megan, at the Space Coast.
Thanks so much, Gary. Now, one of today's 4 astronauts, of course, Canadian Space Agency astronaut Jeremy Hansen. Let's go now to Jasmine with her next guest.
So much, Megan. Yeah, we're joining you. Back to you, Megan, at the Space Coast.
Thanks so much, Gary. Now, one of today's 4 astronauts, of course, Canadian Space Agency astronaut Jeremy Hansen. Let's go now to Jasmine with her next guest.
So much, Megan. Yeah, we're joining you.
Canadian Space Agency astronaut Jeremy Hansen. Let's go now to Jasmine with her next guest.
Artemis 2 now bound for the moon. Humanity's next great voyage begins. Artemis 2 now bound for the moon. Humanity's next.
Look. Yup, that is exactly what you think it is. A zip line taking the astronauts off of the rocket right before it goes up and flies straight up and then down and lands in the ocean. Because they're not actually going to space.
Good roll pitch.
Because it's not real like you know it. There's a reason why the first moon mission since 1969 took place on April 1st of all days. It's because it wasn't even happening in the first place. Because they cannot go to the moon, and they've never been able to go to the moon. The rocket flies up and then it falls straight down to the ocean. And that zip line took those astronauts straight off. That's why we didn't see them on the live stream at all. We just saw the crappy CGI picture of the rocket flying nowhere. We didn't even see the astronauts in the cockpit. It's ridiculous. If Richard Nixon could call with a landline phone all the way up to the moon in 1969, why can't we have a live stream of them in the cockpit while it was even on the ground? Because that didn't even show up at all. We didn't even see them before they launched on the ground inside the ship at all.
And then look at this thing spinning around, coming behind it. And then that one seems to kind of stay more stationary.
And this one on the right starts kind of taking off and then disappears.
Ooh.
Oh, there's an endless supply of these people, isn't there?
Yeah. Oh, just let me do these super chats. The great Gertrude Perkins says, Artemis is the goddess of chastity, so no hanky-panky in space. And Aaron Armstrong says, holy sheet curved, you're alive. So there's that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So another bunch of fucking idiots.
I'm hoping that whoever's running the Artemis project gets Artemis 3 off the ground on January the 6th and Artemis 4 off on September the 11th.
I don't understand the people being amazed that this is only going around the moon. I mean, this whole program is pretty much following the Apollo program. It's actually just faster. It's
just listening to these people. It just makes you realise how much of the internet traffic is just wasted to fucking arrogant idiots saying, "Oh, I've got an idea," and a smirk. I've got a smirk as well.
I like the fact that
a lot of smirking, wasn't it? Especially from that girl with the moon face.
With the what?
I think the zip
face.
lines were roughly, the same shape as the iris of the camera. So it's definitely not a lens fill or anything.
I don't know about that, but we should focus on the smart stuff out there. And that one woman, she was right. I mean, the moon, it's our moon. We should be able to go there any fucking time we want.
As Americans, especially so.
Well, yeah, it's ours. we put the flag on it.
Pancakes Morning says, admit the Artemis.
Hang on,
admit the Artemis.
Sorry, Jen, go ahead.
Hang on, mate. Admit the Artemis live sucks inside and out. We all want more, so sign and share my petition. Link in YouTube chat. I don't think it is. I don't think it lets you post a link.
Oh.
Stick it in Discord.
And, sorry, I was about to say before.
Hang on. Stick it in Discord.
Not
Stick it in Discord, and I'll post it in the chat.
Is that the one from Don?
Well, the account is Pancakes Morning. He was a regular, but I didn't know it was Don. But I guess it could be.
Okay.
Sorry, Dan.
Sorry, you guys are saying that it's our moon and we should be able to go there whenever we want. Did you guys forget that I was nominated Emperor of the Moon not long ago, and it's my moon?
Yeah.
Yes, it is his moon. I will back him up on that.
But apparently,
Okay, I'll shut up again. I'm done.
When they're on the moon, apparently, according to one of those guys, the person who rang them up was Richard Dixon.
Richard Dixon? Who's Richard Dixon?
Well,
that's
you
what
never
he said. He said
explained
Richard Dixon.
Oh, right.
How'd they take a landline that long?
Yeah. Oh, that's so dumb, aren't they?
I mean, the thing is the bloke goes, yeah, that looks like a cable car. I mean, if you control all the equipment and the cameras to it, why don't you just basically just film them going in, cut the cameras, and have them come down the fucking stairs?
Right.
What do you have to have a fucking cable car for?
None of it makes any sense, does it?
That's the truest thing said of all, isn't it, really?
They do have an escape system like that, though, like a zip line type thing. And at the bottom of it, there's like a bomb shelter thing, and there's an APC. So they can jump in the armored personnel carrier and drive away quickly.
You're talking about the pre-launch ejection system?
The what? No.
The pre-launch. If something goes wrong while they're launching, they can bail out of the command center, zip line down to that bunker and hide.
Yeah, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure at what stage they can do that. Anyway, obviously, nothing can be launched into space without that idiot Weiss claiming it's really a helium balloon. Here he is in action with Mark Sargent and DJ Curious.
All right, and we're clear from.
I don't see you on the.
And with that, we're going to resume the clock momentarily.
Here, let me see what happens.
So let's talk about this. Those towers.
Yeah.
I saw somebody did a thing where there's a technology where they can have 3 towers that can project a real life looking hologram.
8 minutes. 8 minutes and counting.
This is autonomous.
Oh, I was going to tell you, Dave. There are going to be so many eyeballs on this. The chances of them pulling out of this. I mean, you saw how many people watched the Katy Perry launch, right? And that thing was just dissected instantly. This has so many people looking at it.
Look, there's always going to be animals. So they have a bird. They have a fake bird flying through the scene right now.
Oh, yeah. That
on the rocket.
Wait, was that a bird or a helicopter?
It's a bird. And here comes another one.
What are big birds doing in there?
Well, they got to put them in big enough because
otherwise you won't see them.
It's always the same thing. They have some birds that get scared when the rocket goes off. Those three towers, we're seeing a whole bunch of different things.
Yeah. Okay, so we are 6 minutes and counting. What a time to be alive.
I got a question. This was delayed twice because of helium leaks.
Right.
If they can't control leaks in air with air pressure, how do they not have leaks in friggin' the vacuum of space?
I don't know.
You see how high that horizon is? Now, if they give us a down low shot, that horizon will be down low again. But notice how hazy the sky is. There's literally going to be an atmospheric deck of opaqueness, maybe 30 miles out. So no one's going to see anything after 30 miles. It's over. They go right to cartoon.
Yep. Again, reiterate some of the points. Dave knows them very well from last night, which is, okay, you're doing this. What sort of shielding are you using to get through the Van Allen radiation belts? You don't have any lead or gold or a whole bunch of water protecting that capsule. You're going to and from the moon, and you're going to be slowing down on the way back. Your best speed is not even 20,000 miles an hour. So why aren't you guys going to be, irradiated like glow sticks? Why isn't that happening? Or the ridiculousness of putting 4 people in that basically as an SUV for 10 days straight without them killing each other. How much oxygen you taking? How much nitrogen are you taking?
Wait, they're going to be out there for 10 days?
Yeah. 5 days each way. That's standard moon mission stuff, by the way. 5 days each way.
And wait, where do they poop?
Oh, they got this little bathroom thing, this little like a closet, and you have to kind of squeeze in there.
Do you see how tight it is in there?
I know. Oh, trust me, I know. I didn't realize, by the way, that the big guy, the really tall guy, the when I started, he's only 6'2". He's my height. Everybody else is 5'10", 5'9", and 5'4".
Are there windows on this thing so they can take pictures?
I don't know. We won't know until they get out there. But supposedly there's a bunch of external cameras. I'm hoping.
What if it blows up?
Not enough.
On the Iranians.
Oh, yeah, we talked about that last night. That wasn't even one of my top 5 options, and that's not outside of the realm, and you know it. You know it because that's exactly what we would do. It wouldn't matter if it was a mechanical failure. We would blame the Iranians if this thing.
Mark, what was the date of the year? The date, and what was the date that the first photo of the Earth was given to the American people by NASA?
Coming up in about 20 seconds.
The first blue marble shot was Apollo 17, and it was 1972.
But what was the date? What was the day of the month? April 1st.
No, it wasn't. It was in December.
Oh, wow. Oh, you knew the answer to this?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I had no idea. But that makes sense, right? And yeah, so the blue marble shot was taken on April Fool's Day.
Moving through the milestones.
That is not lost on me.
All is looking. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7. RS-25 engines lit. 4, 3, 2, 1. Booster ignition and liftoff.
1,
The crew of
2,
Artemis 2 now
3,
bound for the moon. Humanity's next great voyage begins.
4, 5, 6.
Roger, roll pitch.
7.
Houston now controlling the flight of
What's your over under?
Whatever, I said 6.
Oh.
What was that glitch? 8? Look how low it is now. Wait, the height is wrong.
On time passing 30 seconds. Integrity passes the ultimate eco. Target milestone. Mission Control Houston seeing good performance. Coordinate engines. Space launch system.
They're gonna have to cut to the crowd eventually, inside the lobby.
Traveling more than 1,200 miles per hour.
9. 10.
You know what we also didn't get with this? Yeah, what's that shot? The You know what we also didn't get, which we got with all. Where were all the drones?
Mission elapsed time.
Where were the drone shots?
Captain Harvey was reporting they had like serious like helicopters and stuff, making sure nobody was hiding in the restricted area.
Have you the same?
No, but I mean, where was NASA's drone? I thought they would have positioned a whole bunch of little camera drones around there.
Why is there a smoke trail on this one and other ones there is no smoke trail?
Good point.
Miles in altitude, 8 miles downrange, traveling more than 2,600 miles per hour.
All right, the number of edits that we've had already.
Oh yeah, during the review of this. Of course, this is just the beginning because once they get to a certain point, they're going to have to cut to the interior camera feeds.
Now, look how fast the rocket's moving compared to the smoke in the air. That thing's going like 30 miles an hour, maybe.
85%. Solid rocket booster separation expected at the 2-minute 9 seconds.
It's already going across.
You see throttle down?
I'll throttle down because it's in space already. It's right there.
Confirm separation. Main engines throttling up. Guidance converge.
Yeah, the side rockets have dropped. By the way, where's our side rocket footage? You remember that from back in the day?
And now
Holy
look,
smokes, there
the
we go.
side rockets don't turn off. How come they're not like spinning out of control? You know what? It's going to go out. It's going to crash in the Bermuda Triangle. And if anyone says, "Oh, I saw it crashed," I just go, "Oh no, that was the side rockets."
Sure.
That was the first stage. Whatever.
Mission elapsed time into
They
the
could
Artemis
probably.
mission.
Why do the side rockets look higher?
Upper stage confirmed in a ready state ahead of service module fairing separation.
Don't know.
We're watching a cartoon at this point, I think.
Well, at this point, it's like, why are they lingering on that shot? They had the shot was the one that was 20 seconds ago. That shot.
Now passing 5,000 miles.
That's the shot they should stay on, right?
Wait a minute. That's where they are now?
Yep. That's the shot.
Break out of here.
Oh, we are going to have so much fun with this tomorrow.
Oh, my Lord.
Standing by for launch abort system jettison.
Why are they keep going back to this shot?
How can we see that shot and they can see the Earth from that high?
Right. Well, because it's a fisheye lens shot. That's why.
Well, no. That they want us to believe that that's the curve of the Earth.
Yes, of course.
We see you sail on board, Stan. And Houston has you loud and clear.
Don't know what we're looking at
all
here.
of these people here, if these are just real people, if this is a real shot, yeah, they saw a rocket shoot up.
Yeah.
10, 20 miles away, and then they didn't see anything else.
Glover, Cook, and Hansen crossed the boundary to space with good comm check.
Oh, well, that's funny. I thought it was all fake. But they fake birds being there and stuff. And now, that people just saw the rocket go up 20 miles away.
It was a cartoon.
How does Weiss get everything wrong? I mean, that takes skill.
I know, and it's the arrogance, isn't it? The arrogance that he thinks that if he doesn't know the answer to whatever his dumb question is, it can't be answered. It's evidence of fakery.
I like how they said there were many edits when they just cut from one shot to another shot. That's not an edit. That's just a...
Right. That's his favourite thing to do now when there's a launch, is just to sit there going, man, 10.
I was having a bit of a chuckle about that too.
Yeah, it's just...
I love the bit where he looked at it again. Yeah, that's only doing 3 miles an hour.
Right, I know. Where have you got that from? And then the
fucking
scoffing at how high they are. But he hasn't got a clue. He hasn't made any calculations or... He hasn't got the faintest idea, has he? Not
No.
the faintest.
Apparently, according to him, it was delayed twice because of helium leaks.
Right.
And he just lied about the blue marble shot. I think it was taken on the 7th and released, or it was released nowhere near April 1st.
Right, but I think I'm not sure if he was. I'm thinking he was maybe talking about that. That one they got from a V2 in like 1945. But I don't know.
They called that a blue marble, did they?
No, but he didn't actually say blue marble. I think Mark Sargent did.
Oh, okay.
That was
but of course, there were a load of pictures of the Earth before that. That was just the first first one where there was no shadow really, or a very tiny sliver of shadow.
That was October 24th, 1946. So.
Oh right, so it wasn't that one either then. Maybe he's thinking of. Oh no, I was going to say Earthrise, but that was Christmas Eve, so it wasn't that one. So I don't know. Go on, Pazza. Sorry.
Sorry, I was going to say, strikes me just watching that, looking at David sat there. Yeah, right. Is that the internet's not going to go away, and these images of him doing all this for all these years are going to be somewhere on the internet for a long time yet. And in hundreds of years' time, he's just going to become some sort of like ancient meme of idiocy.
Right, he will, won't he? Yeah, he will.
And there's generations of his family who are going to be shamed by this awful huckstering idiot that their great grandfather was.
Right. It's a good point.
And there could be people on, like, who do you think you are, 21, 27?
Yeah.
They go, no, we found out, yeah. One of your, we thought for a second that one of your ancient ancestors was a rampant paedophile, but luckily that's not true. But sadly, we did actually discover that you were related to David Weiss. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Can we just broadcast a story about the paedophile instead?
Okay, so the first television image taken from space was from Teros 1 on April 1st, 1960, though it was black and white, not blue marble.
Ah, that's the one he was after then. All right, then, more from Sargent and Weiss now, and Mark decides he's going to be the TV director for the live broadcast.
Integrity, 75 miles in altitude, 330 miles downrange, approaching 10,000 miles per hour.
You're in 30 miles downrange and they can still see it.
Right.
Don't they mean 23 miles downrange? It's only going like 30 miles an hour.
Oh, God.
Integrity, looking good in 6 minutes.
Maybe 60.
What am I looking at here? Why are they using
filming that?
Why are they using this shot?
What is that supposed to be?
And now here you go. This is what you wanted right here. Now we cut to the animation.
I think we were at a minute mark. NASA admits they use animation for the shots that they can't film, just so they can.
It's like, okay, this is an artist's depiction of what's happening.
I want an explanation of who was filming that right there.
I don't know.
Like, that's the rocket going away from us, right?
Right. I've never seen an angle like that ever. So where did it come from?
Why are they having such glitches with the communication from this altitude, but we can talk to Nixon on the moon?
You know what? By the way, let's talk about this a little bit more. You know what else we didn't see during this whole thing?
Integrity, AOA.
You know what else we didn't see? We didn't see any of the crew shots during launch.
Oh, that's right.
No.
What about the little gravity thing? That little gravity
exactly.
They have.
Yep. We didn't see any interior shots of the crew. And you know what else didn't show the interior shots? The Katy Perry launch. Katy Perry launch never showed anything going up, right? Where it's like they're holding on for dear life. There's your hero moment right there. You got 4 of your best and brightest holding on to their strap while this thing's going up, and you're not going to show a second of that? Not even a second? Oh, come on, guys. You're slipping. And you still haven't shown the astronauts. No audio from the astronauts either.
That's interesting.
Why wouldn't you show it? That's what you want. I mean, that's the whole point of this, the human touch. Oh, look at this. Look at this shot. Okay, so now we've got complete separation.
Core stage separated.
Go back to the other shot, guys. That's your money shot right there.
We see the same on board, Stan.
So now the rocket's done. Now we are in capsule mode only.
8 minutes 40 seconds into the flight.
Yes, absolutely. Whoever said that in chat should have split screen with the crew. Absolutely. Should have had the crew from second one when that thing started taking off, showing the crew. And I know you'd be like, well, you don't want to show something embarrassing like they throw up. And it's like, well, at least it'd be real. It'd be ratings.
9 minutes of mission elapsed time. Integrity crew of Reed Wiseman, Victor Glover, Christina Cook, and Jeremy.
And now we go to the animation in the capsule.
At the beginning of
come on, guys. You've got no cameras from the capsule shooting back at Earth. Still?
Integrity Houston, looking ahead to PRM numbers so far per the pad.
You can talk to the crew? You guys get any audio from the crew?
They're making this image slowly change with shadows and stuff. So maybe they want people to think it's real.
No.
Look, they're changing it. Look at that peak at the top of it.
Well, they're saying supposedly they're going to be deploying the solar arrays.
Oh, maybe that's it.
That's what that's going to be. But again, it's going to be showing the solar arrays on here. You've got no scale. By the way, where's the scale? Show us the telemetry from, if supposedly it's 600 miles up, show us the telemetry with the Earth below it. What producer is doing this? You're losing the audience. This is why Artemis 3 cannot be faked with a moon landing, with actually landing on the moon. For those of you who don't remember, by the way, I know I'm really upset about this. Artemis 3 was, supposed to do a moon landing, right? They won't be able to fake it because you can't. If this is the best you can do with Artemis 2, that's supposedly going to be slingshotting around the moon, then what are you going to do with Artemis 3? How are you going to pull that off? This was a stall. Artemis 2 was just a stall. DJ still thinks it's going to turn into an Apollo 13 scenario where they have technical issues and they may not get home. They're going to ramp up the suspense.
Well, are they using the same flight pattern that Apollo used? Let me show.
Oh yeah,
the flight plan from the first Apollo.
I don't know. It's weird. I see this. I see that flight plan. Here, let me blow that up a little bit. I see that flight plan. It reminds me of something. I don't know what though. No. There should be a better production. Apollo had a better production than this. And that was with 1969 technology. Tell me why we don't have... Oh, you know what? No, you know what had better production value than this? The Tesla Roadster in space. And that was
that was better.
That was better. They had 3 HD cameras that were flawless. The communication was perfect. Nothing broke on the car. It was ridiculous, of course, and was never going to happen in reality. But at least the production was good.
They had the shadow of the Earth.
Oh yeah, they had the Earth spinning around. They had this thing doing cartwheels. It was awesome.
Music. They had great music.
And then they shot it off. It even had a mannequin in there. And then they shot that thing off to Mars. Wow, that was awesome. What are these guys doing? What is this? You can't tell me this is what you're going to show me for the next 5 days.
This is why SpaceX needs to take over the space race.
Oh, Elon's going to comment on this tomorrow, and he better be careful.
I think he'll say,
and yet you call it fake.
Because it was fake.
How can I not call it fake? Give up, mate. Oh, thank you. So, okay, so you're from where? Europe or Australia? It's absolutely fake. This is horrible. I mean, we're 30 minutes in, and this is what they got. We have no astronaut clips. We have no external shots. We have no shots of anything. There were no helicopter shots, no drone shots from below. It's like
somebody just said India had better CGI.
Well, I question that. India's stuff was pretty bad. It was really, really, really bad.
Yeah, but they had the briefcase rolling out on the roller onto Mars. The briefcase covered in tinfoil. That was pretty good.
Somebody texted me say arg. Yeah, it hurts my brain to watch this because this is actually worse than what I was expecting. I've got a big mainstream thing that may be happening.
Yeah, I
you probably heard the rumors. Oh, did somebody already?
No, I heard the rumors, and that person doesn't know anything.
Good.
I said I can get that.
No, well, maybe, but I don't want to jinx it. You kind of like you don't want to jinx.
I don't want to.
No, I don't want to jinx it yet because I'm still going through the vetting process.
I'll give you one. I got something huge happening in May. Somebody's coming from somewhere across the world to film something big about flat Earth. Big name. Everyone knows who it is.
In what's happening in May?
They're flying camera crew and head person coming to my house.
Yeah.
Film something big.
Do you have something big?
They've got something big, and I'm in it.
Oh wow, that's awesome. That's great. Well, then yeah, this is our year because I've got something so big. I have to disappear for a month.
That's not going to be good. The conspiracy
I
theories.
know, no, which is what I've been telling people. I've been letting people know, even on the channel and anyone listening here. I literally had to sign an NDA, and it's like, and I can't even tell people, but it's like, oh no, you will not be talking to anybody for at least a month.
All right.
So if it happens, it's gonna be huge. Well, I'm happy for you. That's awesome. That's awesome. But once I confirm it, I'll kind of let people know a little bit more. But if it happens, it'll be in June. So I will be. So in case anybody says Mark disappeared, no, he didn't disappear. Okay, so we're gonna wrap this thing up. I'll let Dave go here in a sec. Just so you guys know, yeah, we're the fact that the counter's stopped in the corner. They're not even doing the counter anymore because what's the point? It was what we expected, actually worse than what I expected. The edits were quick, there were glitches, and now we're seeing nothing. Nothing from the astronauts. I'm sure they're trying to figure out how to set that up. No external cameras. To this day, again, there has never been a launch gone out of orbit from Earth that has ever pointed back on the Earth in any sort of time lapse. Don't know why. Flat Earth is dead. Okay. Okay. If it's dead, why are you here? Why are you here if it's dead? What's the point?
Oh, it's not dead. It's growing so fast. It's crazy.
No.
Oh yeah, it's growing so fast. It's crazy.
Oh, it's vibrant.
There's no original thought with them.
No, there isn't, is there?
Everything they see is fake and is therefore evidence.
Right.
And everything they don't see is deliberately hidden and is therefore evidence.
Right.
And everything they misunderstand is also evidence.
They're going on about the Tesla Roadster. Oh, it was so much better production. Yeah, but you said it was fake, every bit of it. I mean, you know.
Not to mention that the Roadster thing, the whole point to it was friggin' propaganda and publicity. You know, it was about fucking bringing the space shit to public awareness.
Right.
I mean, we are gone.
Sorry. I like how Weiss thinks the rocket's going 30 miles per hour and should be 23 miles downfield.
Oh no, where's he got that from?
Within a minute.
Yeah, where's he got that from?
You've got to remember, you can't mix flurfism and maths. It's like oil and water.
I mean, let's say we are, you know, involved in watching these people watch this and saying, "Oh my God, there's hardly any high definition continuous footage. They haven't really tried." It's like they think that these people doing this give a flying fuck about providing evidence for this little community.
Yeah, I know. They always think that, don't they? That it's all been set up just for them, and they're entitled.
Well, the funny thing with me
to
is
have this stuff.
They always say pictures. They always say pictures from space are fake, yet they always want more pictures from space.
Right.
I don't understand it.
I mean, I kind of understand. Pictures from space are awesome.
What have you got to say? What is Don still in here? No, maybe not.
They just want more stuff, more content that they can stream and get more, you know, subs on and stuff.
Right.
They're not really interested in. They just want more, you know, wah kind of rhetoric about stuff, don't they? They're not really bothered about this, really. I mean, their position is bollocks, and they know it's well. I think David Weiss and both those guys there know that they're basically just talking shit.
I wonder what Mark Sargent's going to be on, though. That sounded intriguing, didn't it?
Yeah. hopefully a runaway train going down a mine.
I was thinking something like Big Brother or something like that, you know.
What about methadone for a month?
And who's this name that everyone knows that's going to fly in and interview? Could it be like Louis Theroux or something?
I don't know who it is. It's interesting, isn't it, that one?
Yeah.
But of course, you know, in a few months' time, Weiss will be going, "Oh, they tricked me," and You know, they weren't honest with me, and, you know, I'm never talking to the media again. And Mark Sargent will be going, well, they tricked me, but it doesn't matter. There's no, you know, all publicity is good, and, you know, it brings attention to flat Earth, whatever it is, you know, and they'll both feel that they've been, you know, deceived by the media. All right, we have a brand
I'd like
new.
to see Thoreau do a flat Earth.
We have a
Sorry,
we have a
go
brand new flat Earth documentary next, the cheerfully titled "The Abomination of Desolation." Apparently, cost over $50,000 to make. 4 clips to come. Here is the first.
It's true declassification of information not present to everyday people. There's no monetary gain, there's no profit being made.
He's going to be heading all the way out to from 19 to 20 mile point.
Go ahead and turn the laser on.
I'm turning laser on right now.
Where do you even start? Do you know? That'd be a great place to tell me. Please tell me. I'd love to know. I would love to know. Absolutely. Where do you even begin? I'm addicted to love.
Aren't we all?
Aren't we all? Second, that's close. That's close. That's far. Okay, go.
All right, so my goal here is to follow Caleb with this P1000 as far as I can follow him while he's riding out on the snow machine to the south shore. I'm about to be following him again. He's going out about 12 miles towards the center of the lake to check on a weather station we set up there a few days ago. And after that, he's going all the way to the end, 19 to 20 miles out.
What do you think, camera assistant?
It's preposterous.
It's preposterous! What? How many times am I supposed to give it? It's preposterous!
We all have questions.
Joy to bait?
My name is Stephen Hawking, and I believe that anyone can answer big questions for themselves. So with the help of a few ordinary people and a team of experts,
where you are changes how we see the universe.
Anyone can think like a genius.
Let's just take a step back for a moment. These are from the program, and this is when the helicopter is landing and when it's lifting off, and they've been aligned at such a moment so when this one goes below the horizon, this one is ascending above. If you look very closely, what's weird is the helicopter, as to be expected, is in this scene, and likewise to be expected not in this scene. However, when we look at the waves here and here, they are in fact identical between the frames. The air distortion when viewed on an Ultra HD panel is also indeed exactly the same.
Folks, this is an international television show. This was shown on National Geographic, the Public Broadcasting Service, PBS. It was shown on the Discovery Channel. Shoot, I mean, I even have the Classroom edition, which was shown in who knows how many classrooms in America, let alone across the entire world. The fact of the matter is, folks, if you're trying to teach people how to think like a genius, like this television show and classroom educational device was attempting to do, then when you don't record what it is you were looking for, you don't just invent it and make it up and fake it to where you can't discern that it's not real. Instead, you take the opportunity to teach what truly happens when you look out over large bodies of water or when you're looking out over vast flat distances of land. That truly teaches people how to think like a genius. Helicopters, lasers, shoot, even snow machines, this all makes for really great television. You don't have to make any of this stuff up. People want to know how their eyes work. And besides, science, it speaks for itself.
Ooh, he's quite upset, isn't he, little Corey? So, what do you think so far? Any thoughts?
So far, I think humanity doesn't have a chance.
More
I mean,
looking
so
to the
far
horizon.
It's a bunch of bad footage and poisoning the well.
Yeah.
Looking at looking at the horizon a bit. I mean, you
I
know.
thought you said this. I thought you said this was new. It looks like the same old stuff.
Well, it is new, but it is also the same old stuff. They were doing that. They did that Stephen Hawking program. They also did the National Geographic thing, you know, with the boat and the sheet with the stripes on it. They also took that apart as well. They spent quite a lot of time on that. Anyway, back to the Abomination of Desolation now, and for some unknown reason, they spent over half an hour. Am I on the right one? Hang on. Oops. Yeah. They spent over half an hour to explain the history of movie special effects and the conspiracy that surrounds this. Here are some excerpts.
So what's the earliest that you know of that filmmakers could manipulate reality on film?
Well, the earliest screening process we know of is Frank Williams, and he put his patent out in 1916. And it's been commonly told that he didn't use this technology until 1923 with a movie called Wild Honey, but that didn't really happen. He was using it far before then, creating scenes which are undetectable to the human eye. And the reason why I say that it's undetectable to the human eye isn't just because I think that's the case. It's actually really well recorded history. There is a wonderful article written by an anonymous writer who's going by a pseudonym by Cal York. He obviously maybe felt like it was too dangerous to speak about this stuff, but never before told it's written. This set of illustrations graphically explains for the first time the marvelous traveling map process invented by Mr. Williams, which makes it possible for one cameraman to take a background in Europe, another to take the action of moving persons in Hollywood, and to combine them in one motion picture, so that when it appears on the screen, the action seems to take place against the background so perfectly that it cannot be detected by the human eye. That is not a may be detected, it is a cannot be detected by the human eye. And Frank Williams, he worked on a movie called The Dragon Painter in 1919 is when it came out. And in that movie, they put a bonsai tree in Yosemite Park. They actually put it in front of a painting, and they have the entire bonsai tree and the woman who's in the shot taking place up against the painting.
So you're saying blue screen has been around for probably 20 years before they say it was?
It's pretty clear that after World War II, the conspiracy tried to hide such a technology existed to deceive people.
on a really large scale. I say that because Leonard B. Pickley, who filed his patent in 1946, in his patent is pretending that this process, that infrared, has not been used up to this point. He's claiming that he is the first person to use infrared for such a purpose, which is clearly not the case. It goes as far back as Gillette here. And it wasn't enough, because the conspiracy tries to push back this date even further. This is March 1964, and for some reason or another, the Russians, during the Cold War, which seems really counterintuitive, is inviting us to look at their cinematography facilities. There was then a report written by a CIA agent who had gone on that trip, and in his report he wrote, "Among the equipment which drew attention, the new camera, mirror, yada yada, the line of cameras for wide format exposures, the series of camera lenses, light filters, combination photography by the traveling map method, infrared screen and camera," the name of the camera, the TKS, "which guarantees complete absence of outlines." So that's the document up there. This is an enlargement of the document. This is all to say that the years have been deliberately pushed back over and over and over again to hide the fact that such a technology was in existence. And the problem is once the CIA was founded in the United States, that patents are no longer a way of telling when inventions came into being.
So what is this Chicago 666 paper about?
So this is from the 1929 issue of the International Photographer. So it's actually the same magazine over here. This was a union where they had different localities, and they chose 666 as their dominant locality name. They actually featured a section in their magazines dedicated, where they had a page for their 666 locality, as they paid homage to who they were serving at the time.
Okay, so what's the deal with this contraption here?
Well, this is a optical printer. So it was really common practice at that time to do multi-depth composites, elements. This means like a mat can have 15, 20, 30 different composites all on the same frame, all of which are undetectable. And this printer allows for printing up to 3 separate elements at any given time onto one piece of film. What I'm talking about here is doing things like, printing entire sceneries, entire cityscapes, in this case a house, into your film, and just building it from the ground up. That way you don't actually have to ever leave the studio to build entire vistas, entire buildings. Of course, it's nice to have, some sets to work with, but in this case, the industry was really moving to a completely synthetic way of making movies.
So what's this complicated looking contraption here?
So this here is a motion control camera that predates the war. This is from 1939 is when it was filed, and this is a real anomaly in history, because every motion control camera that's presented in the mainstream story is to have come post-war, and this here is by far the most advanced motion control camera of any of those patents, and yet it comes before the war, and none of the patents which come after detail a camera as advanced as this. Motion control allows the camera to move and do composites where everything lines up perfectly when the camera moves, and this is truly the beginning of a whole new era of deception, just that the public is never made aware of until now. So
just such a terrible argument, isn't it?
going through patterns and thinking that means that's when the thing was being used is just preposterous.
Right, just ridiculous, isn't it? And
Yeah.
he said, "Oh, they're
The
trying to
whole line
push
of-
it back because he was pretending this had never been done before, but maybe previously it hadn't been patented, or maybe more likely there's probably some unique." Tiny technical element to his that makes it different from the other ones, and that's ultimately what his patent is based upon. You know, that's often the case,
Sure.
isn't
I mean-
it, with patents, where it's just one little thing.
The
that's
whole
different.
camera trickery, I think, is a poor line of arguing. You could argue that, I mean, Charlie Chaplin used camera tricks in his films. Like,
Right.
how long ago was that?
Right, and the thing is, the example that they showed of the bonsai tree at Yosemite Park, it's like really obvious that was a separate thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It stood out a mile. I mean, there was no
Yeah,
outline, but
exactly.
you could definitely tell it wasn't, you know, part of the background.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, and he says, "Oh, yeah, they had obviously had these motion control cameras back then." Yeah, well, where? Well, show me a picture of one.
Right.
Where's the fucking camera you're talking
Right.
about?
Anyone can make
I mean, I can
Just
find you a
somebody
pattern for
designed
flying
the thing doesn't
cars.
mean they
Right.
built it.
Yeah,
That's like saying, you know, Da Vinci's helicopter existed because he drew a picture of it.
right. It's just
Shit.
stupid, isn't it?
I thought of that.
But the thing is, ultimately, there is no form of evidence that can't be faked. Everything can be faked, right? An account can just be a lie, somebody just telling a lie. You know, anything that's written down, the document could be faked. There's nothing that can't be faked. So making the argument that they could fake stuff is just meaningless, I always thought.
Right.
Anyway, let's move on. The Abomination of Desolation is nearly 2 hours long, mostly because they spend an awful lot of time being all pensive and martyring themselves for the cause. Here is Caleb wallowing in self-pity.
So a lot of this project had a lot of support from behind the scenes that could not have happened without. Absolutely not. John came out several times to help us out. He was a lot of what kept us from having to cancel the remaining of the observations. Yeah, his role was integral. A couple times he came out not only to resupply us with the fuel to bring us back out the gear that we couldn't get out the first time because we had made a huge mistake going out maybe a little too early to the lake and not having a lot of snow to be able to adequately bring out the gear without damaging some of our equipment.
You okay? Yeah. Did that hurt bad?
So financially, this cost a lot, and there's no sponsors. Only the participants involved put anything towards this project.
Yeah, there's so many people who seem to think that, oh yeah, I know exactly what goes into going out on a lake to go measure refraction. Of course they do. They know everything. They know, oh, your snow machine actually has to function on the way out there. Can't just die. Oh, I knew all about that too, I reckon. Oh, I can tell you every single variable. I'm a couch scientist, a keyboard warrior. I know everything because I read it online. Yeah. So this carb, and that carb's already gone. Need to take this one off and they need to be clean. Oh, I got all these people saying, oh, I know what goes into it. They don't have a clue.
That's huge. We're not collecting any money for this. It's completely charity. It's completely out of are so many variables that are not immediately present, like obvious, that lined up perfectly. The help, people willing to help, having pre-existing equipment, having the time, the resources, and none of this, like having the skills, the life skills, the life experience, more importantly, not so much that we're exceptionally skilled. Most people do not have exceptional skills, whether or not what you would consider we're doing exceptional or not. So a lot of this comes down to the right place at the right time, and we're so thankful to have been part of it, so thankful to have been able to participate in that. Thank you, John. Thank you, Sharon. Thank you, Joaquin.
Thank you, Larry.
Thank you, Larry. Without even that, wouldn't have been able to do it.
Thank you, Caleb.
Thanks, Joaquin. Thank you. Yeah. What else do we need to talk about?
Well, I was wondering, how much planning do you think went into all this?
Yeah, so this wasn't a small project by any means. There was a lot of time that we spent preparing for this. This is 2 years in the making, and a lot of it was a full-time planning, full-time preparation period. I don't want to say planning, because it was more just operating on the faith that it is happening, and gathering the resources, gathering the equipment, and working towards it, whether or not it actually happens. Hoping the weather is right, hoping the timing is right. All of it culminated to actually work. And so 2 years, really. We did it last year, and then this year is a progression of last year. Every bit of the summer, the spring, was the same thing, preparing for this next coming, observational period. And that's a lot of time, and a lot of people consider time to be money, and that's a lot of time not working for other purposes that are financially like dollar rewarding. That is a lot of time, and every participant in this gave up a lot of time. That's really hard to put a dollar figure on. So again, there's no monetary gain, there's no profit being made, there's no adverts, there's no one receiving any type of paycheck at the end of this, and all of it is worth more than a lot of the observations we're making are worth so much money. It's just pure knowledge. You can't get it in a classroom, really. The documentation is not accessible to every class freely. It's true declassification of information not present to everyday people. A lot of knowledge like this is locked behind paywalls. A lot of it cannot be paid for, is military top secret, or classified, or restricted. We've all been sold a really big lie. Our education systems are teaching information that is to never be questioned, is to never be checked, to never be brought to the forefront ever again once it's been drilled into our heads as children. And now that there is a movement, a desire to recall and to revisit these base teachings we received as children and finding that it does not match. It's revelational for sure.
Cut.
Yes, cut. Sorry to put you through that, but an awful lot of this movie is like that. So I thought you needed to feel it like I did. Any thoughts, anyone?
I don't think I'm going to watch that.
Did you all fall asleep?
No, I'm just thinking. I'm just thinking, number the 2 years doing this shit.
I was thinking that too. Yeah, 2 years of wasted. I wasted 2 years of my life on this.
It's depressing as fuck, and as I was ever so present in visually and in my mind was that hideous wooden fucking crucifix around his neck.
Yeah. Oh God. HDD, stay quiet, please. There isn't much left. You can work your way through it. All right, our final clip of the show now, and Caleb has a vision from God. No, he does. He really does.
Okay, go to 32. That's what I'm saying, like, even my camera, we need to do this fast. At least on my end.
Yep, ready, go ahead and shine.
Okay, I'm shining towards you. Okay, you're aiming off to my... Nope, aim more towards your left. Your left. More. More. Down. Down.
Do it one more time. Hit. Zooming in more. There we go. Now I can see your laser good once I'm zoomed in. Yeah, I see you good.
Alright, Caleb, so what are we going to be doing on our final night here at the nurse's cabin for our final observation?
Taking the picture right now. As long as I have you, the source, on the very right of my frame, we have to cycle this 3 times. Maybe we'll do 4 because it's a whole lot dimmer right now, and I can't even see it at the end. This is so cool. I love you, Jesus. I really do. Yes, I know it's you and not my own self, because my own self is saying, I'm gonna die. Hooray. I love you, Jesus. Oh, man. That was the slowest shooting star I've ever seen in my life. It came out of nowhere. It was like a golden color. I've never seen anything like that. I'm serious. It was like, it had like a trail. It was like actually a trail. It wasn't like it looked like a trail. It was a real trail. And it was golden. It was like a golden color, and there was something at the front of it. And I'm serious, it didn't just look like a dot. It was the slowest moving shooting star I've ever seen. Dude, I think I've seen angels, and I'm serious. I'm sorry. I'm not crazy.
And then I'm going to compress it and zoom in. And what we end up with is a beam with a upward bend.
A sag in the middle.
A sag in the middle. This is the first flat Earth model, which in all aspects is optically correct. As far as I am aware, there could be others. This is just simply the limitation of my mind. This outer shell represents the lens of the firmament, which is of a malleable crystalline material, or something of that godly nature, superfluid in its character, perhaps. These two lines represent the equator at which our observers are positioned to represent our locality on the ground, where we are to look up into the sky, in which these dotted lines here represent the projected light rays from the heavens, which represents the path which light travels from the celestial egg to our eyes, the egg containing the depth of the star field within it. And this little blue cyan line represents the ceiling of the lens, which is above our heads, which is why one cannot travel to the moon. This is also why a single picture of the flat Earth plane cannot be taken in one picture, because to go up that high would mean colliding with the barrier of the lens. And these flags represent geographical positions in our model. This model accounts for northern and southern star rotations while at their correct speeds of rotation. It accounts for eclipses of both lunar and solar variety. The shape of the lens, providing the necessary means for bending the light from the top of the egg, where the southern rotations would appear, to the observer when looking south, and from the bottom of the egg to the observer when looking towards the north. Antarctica still surrounds the plane of the Earth, as it always has throughout all of history, and the north still situates itself directly in the center, providing us with the giant ring magnet mechanism, which accounts for deviations in the magnetic field from north to south. And also of great importance, this model is the only model accounting for the surface boundary when measuring terrestrial refractions at the surface, and maintaining the true star positions simultaneously. I am not saying this is perfect, but I do believe that our conception of the world with this model is at least within the realm of plausibility, unlike the globe model.
Elon's a real bad dude. Don't let him put a brain implant in your head. Trump isn't anybody to lean on either. Trust in Jesus. He is coming. He loves you. Confess with your lips that Jesus is Lord and accept him into your heart, and know that he is with you, and eternity will be given unto you through the salvation of the faith in Jesus Christ, our Father.
Presented by the Holy Spirit, that was.
I have to admit, there was a point halfway through when I did think to myself, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Well, it's written by Jesus Christ, which means he gets all the royalties, I guess.
Yeah, Jesus the Christ.
But if God's involved as well, does he pay 3 or does he get away with just paying 1?
I don't know.
Yeah, so he said he saw a cherub. Well, it was a shooting star, he described, but he said on the thing, it said it was a cherub.
So he's using lasers to look at the horizon and things disappearing over the horizon. And next thing we got is toroidal fucking fields overhead.
I know. It's amazing, isn't it, that he put that bit in?
Didn't he do the video compression thing? Whenever I do that to flat earthers to show the horizon's curved, they all say, "Oh, you can't do that because that's not how vision works." Yet he does it in this one.
But it was very clear there was something weird going on there, wasn't there? Because there was like a bit coming, there was the laser beam coming towards him, and then there was a bit underneath it, like a going down. So I think he might have been seeing a reflection there. Not even refraction. I think it might have been bouncing off the ice somewhere, maybe.
Well, everybody I've ever known who's gone out on a frozen lake has generally drunk a lot, because that's, being out on a frozen lake is pretty damn boring.
Right. All right, then. Well, that's it. There is no more. We will be back.
Great show.
In 2 weeks' time at the usual time, which is 10 p.m. UK time. We're now in British summertime, you may have noticed. And for more of the same sort of thing, thank you very much to everyone who was here on the panel. Thank you to everyone who came to watch on YouTube. Thank you especially to everyone who super chatted the show. Don't forget, click the PayPal link in the description if you feel like it's worth a few quid. It'd be very graciously received. Thanks for watching. See you in 2 weeks. Have a good evening. Ooh. Oh, it stopped. Oh, well. I can stop the live stream anyway.